Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
All right, we'll have a little too much fun here before we even begin. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Pete Davis will be back one day. Flounders in the house. We got Jeff. Is David? I didn't see David. Is David in there?
David is back there.
David is back there in it too. But we got a special treat here today on 106.3. It's almost hard to believe. The other day, we got a call from a guy named Chuck. And we're talking to Chuck, and he's talking about the special CIA stuff, and he's got all this intelligence stuff on, high-tech things to go get bad guys and stuff like that. And we're talking away, and he was talking about how he knows. So I says, well, I'm married to Lynne Russell. I said, whoa, wait a minute. You're married to Lynne Russell? You mean the Lynne Russell? Who's like the hot bombshell CNN babe news person for the whole freaking world? And then all of a sudden he said, yeah, she's right here. And I got hi, Kim. I go, oh, my God, it's Lynne Russell. Well, guess what? They're in the house. Lynne Russell and husband Chuck. It's DeCaro. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. Not only that you were even know that I'm alive, two, that you were listening to the show or have been,
of course,
and that you're in the. This is just incredible.
And in the Atlanta area still.
And after all these years, we finally get to meet.
Well,
this is so. I was listening to you.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't believe we never ran into each other at any events any place in town. That was incredible.
Yeah,
so thank you for the invitation.
By the way, you look like you haven't changed a bit. You must have packed with something. Chuck, am I right?
There's a reason why I married her. Come on.
You're killing me.
This is not the reason.
I look like a freaking science project these days. I like some kind of medical experiment over here in this show.
When we were married in Italy,
untrue.
When we were married in Italy, we were married in a Prosecco vineyard and then in a medieval castle. But the Italians instantly gave her the name Donna Atomica, the atomic woman.
Outstanding. Well, you look great, and it's good.
Thanks.
And boy, God, and by the way, my friends, we've got all the news. We got Eric Swallwell. I bet you. And by the way, let's not be too, complaining about women. That's a whole thing. That's, I have no problem with that. But Eric Swallwell, what a scumbag. And we'll talk about that later. We got the news coming up. Also, two major scandals from the Biden administration. President Cadaver Autopen, the head of the crime family, who had to pardon his own freaking family, a bunch of scumbags, and that wife of his, that freaking cuckold queen, the enabler in chief. Two major scandals under Biden to go after people who were pro-life, giving them lying and cheating to get them convicted, giving them longer prison sentences, and also the way they more information about how they went after Donald Trump, and it was all fake, and it was all because of the CIA and the Justice Department and the disgrace of Atlanta Christopher Wray at the FBI. Anyway, we got all this stuff that's coming up, but first, we got Lynne Russell and Chuck DeCaro, and that's what we're doing.
I don't know what you just said. I'm just sitting here watching you thinking, we're really here.
And by the way, they did get one of my Kimmer cold cookies.
Yes.
Right in the middle of it.
You've had something.
Perfect.
They're delicious.
I have a thing going on.
And they help the figure.
I've gained 12 pounds of solid fat since I've
Congratulations.
Anyway, so Lynne, now, God, we have so much to talk about. You were, I think, the first woman primetime network anchor woman in America.
You know what? CNN gave me the opportunity. And That's fantastic. I never really thought about that very much, even during those 33,000 newscasts that I anchored over there, right? When we were doing news, not whatever that crap is they're doing now.
Yeah.
But
we're going to talk about that. What happened to CNN, by the way, literally.
Please.
I know.
But I just want you to know, beginning in the days of, radio, 11 years of radio first. Just loved it so much, right?
It's good training.
TV without pictures. Everything goes into the audio, right?
Yeah.
But beginning then, I thought, and this was a long time ago, I thought I don't want any breaks because of my plumbing. That's not what it's about. I will do it, and I will do it better. And if I have a problem with somebody at work, I will deal with it myself. I'm not going to wait 20 years and then start bitching, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of it right then and there. And I did. And you get respect for that. But the other half of that is women have got to support each other, and not in some militant, weird way. Just own up to it and accept responsibility, and then get on with your life.
Well, we got a million things. I don't even know where to start. First of all, a little background for those who don't know. Lynne Russell is not. You are not. I think you have at least one black belt in martial arts, maybe two. I'm not even sure.
Second degree.
And so you can kill somebody if you feel like it. No, seriously. These are things to know.
An Italian without a knife.
If you're trained, you got the full thing. You know what the deal's going on. You also were a sheriff's deputy. You also were a private dick. In fact, isn't there a picture of you with a gun on your hip somewhere or something? Do I have that in my head someplace?
Of course.
Which is pretty freaking cool for a bombshell. Of a babe. On the news, and she's a freaking tough cop, deputy. Private dick is hysterical.
Oh, God. You should have been there the day I went in to renegotiate my contract, and I had just come from the jail. I was a jail officer. I was carrying my weapon, and I was in uniform. And as a turn of security, I knew them very well. They saw me come in, and they're going, okay, now how do we handle this?
How much do you want?
God.
How much do you want? Oh, outstanding. Let's talk Chuck. Now, also, in fact, I have a friend of yours named Terry.
Oh, Terrell.
Light Flight Chief. Terry, who goes way back with me on the radio years ago.
Was he flying choppers for you?
No, not for me, but a chopper guy. In fact, he sent a picture, but I never got it. It never showed up. I don't worry about it, but I mean, so Terry's been in contact, and he said, a little background on Chuck. He knows things. We've talked about him. He's got the depths of his expertise. Air Force Academy grad, Air Force history, brilliant guy, writer, reporter, CNN, military intelligence expert, writing for military intelligence publications. In fact, you started talking to us. Oh yeah, there you go. Cool. And your first thing, we were talking about finding the downed pilot, and you were telling us about the technology of finding blood sensors. I mean, bizarre damn things.
Well, we did a thing at CNN 40 years ago on Russian or Soviet then radio frequency weapons. I ended up exploring that and got really deep into it, including an experiment in artificial telepathy in 1984.
Really?
Yeah, talking about effects of magnetic fields on human thought and mind function. True story.
Magnetic fields on your thought? Like in what? Well, give me an example.
For example, you know that brain waves can be measured electrically.
Yeah.
Okay, but any electrical current also has a magnetic vector.
Okay.
So back then, development came about called a magnetoencephalograph. So instead of putting 21 pins through your scalp and reading your EEG, you could read it at a distance of 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. That was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But magnetism doesn't drop off of that square the distance like electricity does or radio frequency energy does. That's why a compass works.
Huh, yeah, okay. Good point.
So the reason why I mentioned Lynn is you said, well, they got artificial intelligence sorting all this stuff out.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
indeed.
what it was. Yeah.
And you went then to internet dating.
Well, I got distracted.
I don't need that. I'm Italian. I'm married to Lynne Russell. That's how we went from magnetism to Lynne Russell.
Well, I used to have an artificial AI girlfriend, too, and she stopped seeing me, and I wanted her back. I can't believe it.
Well, yeah, but she was perfect. She don't need AI, so it works really well.
Oh, God.
Anyway, that magnetometer thing we were talking about, found that down pilot.
But I mean, the technologies are there, and really, one of the problems with history is we tend to learn just dates rather than here's the flow of how history works.
Yeah. Like the Chinese do. We don't think of that way.
Exactly. But I mean, we've been doing these kinds of remote sensing since World War II. When the Nazis came up with snorkel U-boats, we came up with a diesel fume detector. So you could fly over and then try to detect the radar. In Vietnam, we invented a urine detector. Believe it or not, you could fly around and find groups of people or mounted. Then we got a spark plug detector.
I never knew that. No, so they could have. If I took a leak in the freaking, you could find out. Oh my God, man!
Well, the countermeasure was.
Is that what you? Is that what you
well,
could find
the countermeasure was. Yeah, you know that we have a rest stop. Everybody goes out at once. Well, they started putting it in buckets and taking the buckets 3 miles away.
Wow.
So they found a bucket. There's a countermeasure. But then we came up with a thing called Black Crow or Pave Mace, which was a spark plug detector. So you could fly over the jungle. If there was a truck idling down there, you could see the image of the spark plug. So that leads into these other kinds of detection schemes. Forward-looking infrared. We're radiating infrared energy all the time. So why would it be any different that you're radiating magnetic energy?
Yeah.
So,
without Agent Orange to destroy all that foliage, you know.
Yeah, well, there was the Rome Plow Company, and that was kind of interesting, too. Alexander Haig, you remember Alexander?
Oh, God, do I? I'm in charge here now. I'll be in charge.
Before that, he was a lieutenant colonel in charge of these Rome Plows, which were these gigantic bulldozers with forks on them, and you could literally plow the jungle back 100 yards. That's how powerful the things were.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, holy cow! It's a Kimmer. Pete will be fine. Flounders here. We got. No, I didn't see David. David's back there. David, did he get a cookie?
I believe he got a cookie.
No, I don't think he did. I gave Jeff a cookie. I don't think David got a cookie, did he? I got one in here. Hold on. David, here's your cookie.
I'll bring it back to you.
All right, there you go. All right, now we're going to take a break. Lynne Russell and Chuck Taccaro, her husband, and it's 106.3. And here's, if you want to talk to him, here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we're going to talk about girls and CNN and news and what the hell happened to the First Amendment. This country's been destroyed because of the way media's been covering everything. If they had done their job, none of this would have happened. And the boys and girls team, none of this would have happened if they had done their freaking job 8 or 10 years ago. Anyway, all right, 3:14, and you're on 106.3. Holla, here we go. Stand by. Look out.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's xtra1063.com.
Well, here's that ugly question. How much did you spend trying to cool your home last summer? And, here we go again. Yeah, forecast, we're hearing 90-something. Okie doke, here we are. Yeah, it's true. We got those same old windows leaking that hot air coming inside, and you're about to go through it all again. I know it's the thing, who wants to think about it? Well, Jeff at Peach State Windows is thinking about it. My buddy, known him 25 years ago, started working with his family. Wife probably answered the phone. Jeff's been helping homeowners for decades and decades, and as you do, that air conditioning is a major expense. Old windows are a big reason why. Letting the heat pour in, your system working overtime. Peach State Windows has heat reflective glass that help block the heat in the first place. And right now, how's this for a deal? 8 premium double hung Energy Star windows installed for $39.95, under $4,000. How about this? 0% financing for 12 months. No reason to keep handing the money over to the power company. 770-485-8011. Check them out. Get the cool air going again. PeachStateWindows.com.
If you're looking for strength, capability, and reliability, it starts with Ford. And it starts at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
From the legendary F-150 to the adventure-ready Bronco to the versatile Explorer, Ford builds vehicles designed to handle real life.
And at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, you'll find a great selection in stock, competitive pricing, and a buying process that's fast, fair, and straightforward.
No pressure, no confusion, just a transparent experience focused on helping you find the right vehicle.
You can even get started from home. Shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, complete paperwork before you ever step into the showroom.
Or come in and work with a team that respects your time and get you on the road quickly. That's how buying a Ford should feel.
Get started at JimEllisFordSandySprings.com or stop by the Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs showroom, conveniently located at 7555 Roswell Road. Road, just 4 miles north of I-285.
Jim Ellis, Ford, Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
Here today with Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, we're told to enjoy retirement, but frugal investors often worry about overspending and running out of money. So when it comes to your clients, how can you help ease some of those worries?
Well, it starts with income planning. And, here's one of the most common mistakes. It's almost every single person when we first meet with them, they have no income plan. Mm-hmm. They have a thought, they have a hope, they have hey, if we make enough money, we'll be able, hopefully, to make this money last, but there's no plan. And so we build comprehensive income plan that we know this is how we're exactly going to pay your bills in retirement. And more so because, look, retiring isn't about, well, I've got enough to survive. It's about enjoying life. You didn't work 30, 40 years of your life to get by in retirement. You did it to enjoy the things that you've always wanted to do. And so we're going to build a second component that covers that quality of life that every month, every year, regardless of what's happening with the market, regardless of what's happening in your life, this money's coming in like clockwork. And you never have to worry about it. You never have to stress about it. You're going to be able to keep the lights on and enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for.
The name of the show is North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, you say it all the time on the show, a play is not a plan. You've got to have that comprehensive game plan when it comes to your retirement.
You've got to. It's the only way to, one, make sure it's going to work, and two, make sure it's going to work efficiently.
If you'd like to schedule that complimentary retirement income review, call Evan Ward and his team with Atlas Retirement. That number is 678-736-7799. Again, it's 678-736-7799. Or you can always reach them at the website. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Great, another auto repair. You took it to the dealer and now you're starting to panic. They say it's going to cost thousands and take weeks to complete. So don't fall for the tricks. Take it to Vicks. From simple oil changes and tires to transmission replacements and collision repair, you can count on Vicks Auto Care for honest, affordable service. Vicks Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them today at VicksAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Here we go. Oh, we're going to... Ladies' choice here now. Little Percy Sledge.
Aw.
When a man loves a woman.
It's true.
See, when a man loves a woman, does that always work out? Or sorry.
You'll have to tell us.
Oh, no dancing. No, all right, if you two start making out, I swear to God, I'm going home. Unless you bring a little friend or something over. Just a little, a little something to sit in my lap, put her arm around my neck, and call me baby. That's all I ever wanted. All I ever wanted was a girlfriend to sit in my bench seat in my 1953 Chevy and put her arm around my neck, sit all over me, and call me baby as we're driving down on North Street. Look what I got. Look at my girlfriends all over me. What a country. Never happened. And now you don't have bench seats anymore. It's too late. Anyway, this Percy Sledge. Let me get organized here. We're kind of totally out of control. 2015, R&B soul singer Percy Sledge died of liver cancer at his home in Baton Rouge. He was 73. 2015. The inspiration behind this 1966 hit, When a Man Loves a Woman, it came when Sledge's girlfriend left him for a modeling career after he was laid off from a construction job in 1965.
Oh.
And he was so shook up that he wrote this song about loving a woman. Anyway, Kimmer Pete will be back. Flounders here. David and Jeff in the booth, and Lynne Russell and her husband, Chuck DeCaro, are here in the booth. We're going to talk with them a lot about all kinds of stuff. Let's see, do a quick birthday thing. Oh, speaking of hotties, Julie Christie.
Hey, Julie.
Oh, mercy. Julie Christie, by the way, was born in India, the actress. I didn't know that. Julie Christie is 86, known, of course, for Dr. Zhivago, among other things. Also, Shampoo, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and Heaven Can Wait. Remember the Warren Beatty thing with her, and Heaven Can Wait. And Julie Christie is 6 years old. Good for her. And let's see. I won't do a history thing. I'll do a history thing later. Okay. Okay, Lynn. Talk about Lynne Russell. Lynne Russell, again, the first female late night, prime time network news anchorwoman. You started it, really. And you were there for years and years, CNN. One of my biggest pet peeves, and way stronger than that, about what happened to America.
I knew that was true.
Lately,
I could see your face.
is what the hell happened to the First Amendment reporters, journalism, and especially CNN. CNN, I remember saying, there's no way that people are going to have watch news 24 hours. What are you, nuts? And I'll tell you, everybody in the world went to CNN. CNN became a thing everybody talked about. Well, I was watching CNN. I mean, you were it. That was it. And you took that stuff seriously. And I don't think anybody was making any money at the time. this was really a startup organization, but you were well respected. It was I remember when I worked at We Suck and Blither, and one of the first guys who took me under his wing was John Holloman. And John Holloman, I remember John Holloman.
Oh, very well.
John. And then a poor bastard got killed in his car going around a curve. But anyway, he was over at CNN. Yes. I remember watching the Scud Stud, and all. And CNN was the thing. It was it. And now, my God, I will not watch CNN or SUK or whatever the hell they're calling it now.
How can you?
It's unbelievable. So tell me about what it was like and what it's now. And I assume you must be aware of this more than anybody because you were part of it from the very beginning.
It was very exciting. I took a pay cut to go there. All the anchors did take pay cuts to go there. We were the oldest people in the newsroom.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were kids walking around in jeans. So I wasn't really sure that they even had driver's licenses. Yeah. And they were doing everything else that needed to be done, And they were writing and they were technical. And Atlanta was not a union town. And if we had been union, we wouldn't have ever had CNN. Because you could do anything. You could go from editorial to technical, all on the same day. You could walk into Ted's office, Ted Turner, and to the last day you still could. You could start today and this afternoon walk into his office and say, Mr. Turner, I've got an idea. Yeah. And if he liked it, in the early days, you'd go back to the newsroom and you'd see somebody's putting up a wall and making another office. Yeah. And the
mouth of the South. The guy was, kick ass.
It was all about delivering the facts and letting you decide what you wanted to think about it. That's it. And then my father grew up on a farm in North Dakota. He's 30 years in the Army. One of the best things he ever told me was, when you can't think of a reason for something, Lynn, start with money.
Yeah, well.
And so they obviously didn't know how to format, how to cover the news and what to do. Yeah. So they thought, well, we'll do something really cheap here. We'll just pretend. We'll start by omitting big world stories. Yeah. Nobody will notice because we're in charge right now, right?
Ones, yeah.
And then they thought, we're going to start including stories, but we're going to kind of change them a little bit because they wanted to go entertainment. That's what I knew. I was getting them out of there,
really?
Right?
Yeah.
Going to go entertainment. So they made the news entertaining. And then they thought, well, it's not entertaining enough. Let's make it up. And they did. And the only time they ever took that back was when somebody caught up with them.
Caught, yeah.
And you remember the scandal about which organization was it that had somebody dial into the morning meeting during Trump's first?
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
His first term. And it wasn't the kind of morning meeting that you have in a newsroom. This is what we're going to cover, this, and this, and these people are going to go out and do it. They were marching orders. This is how we're going to make Trump look bad today.
Yeah.
And that's what it was about.
The New York Times actually got caught doing the same thing, where they actually had programs on how to make Trump look bad. Yeah. But again, what a shame. It was the source. It was the only...
Jeff Zucker. He was the one.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah,
Did you see the stories I wrote about Zucker?
Because like you were saying, I remember that where they had the hidden audio and it was like, we're not going to focus on this.
That's
We're
right.
going to focus on Trump.
That's right.
Hey, doll. Hey, baby. She just got married. That's my girl.
Oh.
Hey, sweetie.
Girl, we need to talk.
Well, no, she's a sales girl. Well, okay, again, I have to, for the people who don't understand, and again, I apologize for interrupting the whole thing here, but here's the deal. When she leaves and she waves, I always wave goodbye because I love her, and she just got married, and she kind of, she doesn't really flirt with me, but she makes me kind of feel like a man again, which is kind of interesting. And every day I bring her 2 lollipops. I bring her a blow pop charm.
Bet you do.
I bring her a blow pop charm, and I bring her a dum dum. Every day I leave 2 lollipops on her desk, and when she goes by, she waves to me, and I say goodbye, and she lets me call her baby, and I'm keeping her.
Okay.
So there you are. That's my explanation. I'm just sorry you came in here now.
No, I'm so happy.
Oh, mercy.
Okay.
Anyway, I have no idea. I know, Chuck, you were also a writer
No,
with
I was
CNN.
the first special assignments correspondent.
Tell them what you told me the first time we met when you were coming in.
Oh,
from
don't say that. No,
from
no,
Nicaragua.
no.
Let's go.
The other thing.
He
The
came
other
in
thing
from
he said.
Nicaragua covering the rebel fighting.
Yeah. First time I saw Lynn was because of a die-hard battery in the bottom of a dugout canoe called a panga.
Oh.
And there are guerrillas using a hand generator to charge it. And there's this blue-white light. And I'm trying to tell them, guys, we're unloading ammunition here. This will make us a target. So I went to go there, and I look around, and it looks like Sophia Loren speaking in English. And I look out, and it says Lynne Russell CNN headline going, she works for us? Oh, my God, I got to go to Atlanta. So I got to Atlanta with the big scoop that day. I got warned by one of the producers, Chuck.
Yeah.
She's married.
Yeah.
2, she makes more money for the network than anybody else.
Okay.
And
I
3,
never got
if
it.
you piss her off, you're gone.
Yeah, well, that's not
what
good.
What can I do or say to get her attention? So I went over to her, a little chit chat, and said, it's too bad you're not a blue-eyed blonde because I could really go for you.
Oh, my. That won't work.
She gives that Labrador a little head nod. What? So would you like to go for coffee? Sure. And there you go. So we kept in touch through 2 other husbands until he finally came back on the market.
Well, there you are. Well, good endings are always good endings.
Oh, yeah. It's been good endings now since, we were married in 2014.
No, stop the hand. Never mind the hand holding. If they start making out, I swear to God, I'm throwing water on the both of them. My line used to be, boy, if I wasn't gay, I could really go for a chick like you. And
Can I borrow some of your tan?
Can I borrow some of your tan?
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remind me to tell you about the ship that turned around in the Gulf.
Okay. Tell us
I
now.
can tell you now?
We're fine. I'm sorry. When I look at the clock, it's just to get annoying. But yeah.
Oh, all right. Because I know guys who looked at the clock for
No, screw the clock.
No, we're good. We're good.
When you're with the Kimmer, believe me, and by Jeff. Now Jeff's one of our newer board guy. I don't really, this format thing. It's not really for the Kimmer. I do whatever I need to do, and so don't worry if we get late. We'll make it up. I'm here till 6. We get it all in till 6. What's the problem? It's not like
That's
we're
what
doing.
she said.
It's not like we're. Oh, hey, well, one at a time, please. Anyway, now tell me the boat story.
Oh, God. I don't remember the name of the ship. I wish I could remember. It was in the Gulf during the war, and the deal was the
Desert Storm War.
Yes,
Desert Storm,
that
right?
war. Yeah. And it wasn't World War II, not yet. But contact had been made with our people, and they said, would Lynn say a few words to the crew? I thought, oh, God, I would love to do that, right? So the time comes, and the ship has, come about and positioned itself and contact and all that. And so I told them over, the loudspeaker that we were all with them and we were all proud of them, really proud of them. And then I couldn't resist it. I said, there's something that I've always wanted to say to you, and would it be okay? And there was a pause, and I was told in my IFB in my ear, yeah, go ahead. So I said, hello, sailor.
I love it.
And the place goes, wow.
Oh, and they had to go nuts. Absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
That was fun.
Well, there you are. Well, just entertaining
Things we
the
remember
troops.
from a career, right?
It's kind of like when Bob Hope took Anne Margaret or whatever over to the, to Vietnam and stuff like that. And I never saw. I met Ed Begley and a couple of actors, but I never got to see a show or anything.
Oh, wow. They saw you.
Yeah, really. That means nothing. All right, hold everything. We got so much more to talk about. We haven't even started. We haven't even gotten the news. We'll get to that later. Don't worry about it. We'll get it all in. Everything's going to be fine. At 3:30 already, Kimmer and Pete will be back, and Flounder and Lynne Russell and Chuck DeCaro, and we've got David and it's a whole, and they all got a cookie. And it's 106.3. It's hot. It's going to be almost freaking 90. Braves are still in town, and life is good. 106.3. Look out. Here we go.
The president has drawn a clear line. Law and order must come first, and surrendering to mob pressure just invites more chaos. As these complicated stories unfold, you need the most trusted local and national voices of Extra 106.3 to make sense of it all. And most importantly, how it affects your family and your community. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
I was just taking out some stuff to take pictures of things I have for my kids, and thanks to my safe, and you need your safe to get stuff out of when you wanted to look at it and take care of it. Stuff Atlanta Safe House. You know, they celebrate their move down to Union Hill Road in Alpharetta, and savings and deals and rebates and specials are famous for it, especially Browning and Fort Knox. They have more Browning and Fort Knox safes than anybody in this part of the country. And that means you're going to save a whole bunch of money. And by the way, there's like 500 of them up there right now, ready to go. And when they do, where you want them delivered, they can bolt them from the inside if you want into your concrete basement floor or garage or whatever. And they have pistol safes and gun safes and safes for bows and arrows and documents and jewelry and hidden drawers. And they can build you a vault door, like a banker down in your game room or something. They take care of your stuff as well as they take care of your rights. Nobody's getting your master reset code. Always specials and deals. And like when I lost my wallet for a while, and if I'd lost my documents, I got it back. But if I'd lost my documents, I have copies and know what they are inside a safe, as you should do too. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
It's front office lows for Howard Brothers and Toro. Is your lawn starting to get ahead of you? Take it back with the power and precision of a Toro mower. From small yards to wide open properties, Toro delivers the clean, professional cut that makes your lawn stand out fast. Ready to upgrade your mowing game? Find your Toro mower today at Howard Brothers, your local source for quality equipment and expert advice. Toro and Howard Brothers, the power to cut it right and the people to back it up.
Quick question. Are your tires ready for spring rain? If your tread is worn, traction drops fast on wet roads and stopping distance can increase when you need it most. Right now at Marietta Toyota, they can take care of you because it's the Toyota Tire Savings Event. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for just $1. Get the right tires for your Toyota, installed by factory-trained technicians with road hazard coverage included on eligible tires. Toyota Tire Price Match is available, plus top brands and additional rebates that may be available. Voted Best of Cobb, Best New Car Dealership, Best Dealership Service Center for 2026. You can trust the work. Offer ends April 30th. We're right where we've always been, Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
Restrictions apply. Valid on participating brands. 4th tire of equal or lesser value. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. 4! But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
Just east of Atlanta, there's a place where the game slows down and the good times tee off. Welcome to Cherokee Run Golf Club in Conyers, Georgia. An Arnold Palmer signature course designed in 1995, carved through rolling hills, towering pines, and wide open skies. Cherokee Run brings championship golf together with pure Georgia beauty. From perfectly manicured fairways and newly renovated bunkers to lightning-fast greens, every round feels like a getaway without going far at all. So whether you're chasing a personal best, enjoying a weekend with friends, or just soaking in the scenery, this is golf the way it's meant to be played. And when the round's done, kick back, grab a bite, and relive every great shot in our state-of-the-art clubhouse, Cherokee Run Golf Club. Play legendary. Play relaxed. Play where Georgia golf runs free. Book your tee time today at CherokeeRunGolfClub.com and experience the thrill of playing the run.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Are we on now? Testing. Testing. I'm not paying attention to our cues in the booth there. Sorry, my friends. This is Justin Bieber speaking here. It was on this day 2013. Justin caused an outrage when he signed a guest book at the Anne Frank Museum.
Oh, dear.
Justin Bieber wanted to show that he was hoping the Holocaust victim would have been a fan of his. Oh. Justin Bieber in 2013 was 19, and he wrote, quote, "Truly inspiring to be able to come here. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully she would have been a believer." Bieber, Justin Belieber, you know. Fierce online criticism of the Canadian singer who was in Amsterdam as part of a tour. Justin Bieber. Actually, you know, I'm not thinking. Who was the guy Mary was hanging around with? Was that with oh God, I hate when I
Words for 1,000.
No,
Alex.
no, she just went into just went into rehab. Kind of clunky girl. Looks like a carrier. She shaved her head. Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Was he the Britney Spears guy? Right?
Who?
Justin Bieber.
No, I don't think Justin Bieber ever dated or was with.
Anyway, it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry, I brought it up.
They both did 12-step together.
We have a birthday, and our special guest. We'll get right back to the whole thing here. Anthony Michael Hall, birthday today, 58 years old. You may know him from the 16 Candles movie. Anthony Michael Hall. Also, Weird Science, The Breakfast Club, and National Lampoon's Vacation. And when Anthony Michael Hall was 17, he was the youngest Saturday Night Live cast member ever. And then he had to enter rehab. After his Brat Pack years, he was Winona Ryder's boyfriend in Edward Scissorhands, and the star of the Dead Zone. Anyway, Anthony Michael Hall is 58 years old today. All right. Lynne Russell's in the house, and Chuck, her husband, are here. Tell me a story. We got a million stories to tell. Tell me, we were about to tell me a story, and I said save it for now, and I forgot what it was.
Jane Russell.
Jane Russell, yeah. Tell the Jane Russell. Now, Lynne Russell is a bombshell, okay, and she was, and everybody knows Lynne Russell, been on it for a while. Is an absolute bombshell. And when tell them now that Jane Russell, what's that got to do with Lynne Russell? Tell that story.
Oh God, I wish you'd just keep talking. Don't worry about it. A lot of people would be in touch with me when I was on the air on CNN. Mm-hmm. A lot of them some of them wound up in prison.
We're going to talk stalkers. We're also going to talk about your life-saving husband here, too, who knows how to deal with bad guys. This is a great story. If you don't mind, we'll talk about that in a minute, too. Okay, I'm sorry. So you have stalkers, but this guy seemed like a stalker. You didn't know for sure or something.
Oh, yeah. There were lots. I mean, I had a guy, I'm not going to name exactly who or give too much information because I don't want to encourage the guy. Yeah. But he did shoot out my tires on the expressway on 85 one day and then stopped to help.
To see if he could help you after shooting.
Yeah. Well, I had my little friend in my pocket. And I told him.
The woman carries a gun.
I told him not to, right? But no, stuff like that. And the first jury trial of this state's stalking law was a guy convicted of stalking me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that was when I was a deputy and I was a jail officer. Yeah. And I'm telling you, even then, it's just frightening. Yeah. It's frightening. I'd go to the jail and I'd watch him. He didn't know, right? And I'd think, damn, if you're not in this position, what do you feel like?
It must be horrible.
It's horrible, right?
Absolutely.
Anyway, so people would contact me and I would tend to just unfortunately have to disregard it because who knows who they are. Yeah. One day, something comes from CNN PR and there's a man who's written a letter and his name is John Peoples. And he says, I'm married to actress Jane Russell, who was in...
everything.
Well,
everything.
Monster star.
And one of the shows with, what is it, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe, right? And on and on and on. And she says and he says that you and Jane are cousins. And I thought, well, that's really great, but I doubt it seriously. Years go by, same thing happens again. Another time he calls, phone number, and the guy comes to me from PR, and he says, there might be something to this. What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
If you just dial the phone, listen to him, answer, you can always hang up. We'll give a different phone for you to use, right?
Yeah.
So I did. And he said, I know, I sound like John Wayne, but I look like Waylon Jennings. Let's get that right out. He said, I was in World War II. I was a bomber pilot. I got a pass. He said, but I also got a wife named Jane Russell. And she thinks that you guys are related. And when I look at the two of you, I think maybe you are, right? Anyway, it all worked out. It turned out that we are distant relatives.
You are, really?
Yeah. And it all comes together in Grand Forks, North Dakota. No, who goes there on purpose? I'm sorry.
Grand Forks, North Dakota. You don't have to apologize. They're all our fans. If they're listening in North Dakota, we love North Dakota.
I'm saying it's cold.
So get off my back. It's Lynne Russell, Jane Russell's cousin, for God's sake. So knock off the crap. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
You're all set.
I'm just saying most of the time it's cold. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway. But the people are warm.
Beautiful country, but it's hard to. The winter times are rough.
So time goes by.
Yeah.
And I go and I will stay in their place, in their guest house in Montesino, California. And she'll call me on the phone and say, you're looking a little peaked. Is something going wrong? And I'll go, I'm dating this a guy and it's not working out or something else, and she'll say, well, come spend some time. So we got to be really close friends. And I'm out there once and we go to lunch and we're going to...
You and Jane Russell are going to lunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's two knockout brunette bombshells, including Jane Russell and Lynne Russell.
She was. And at this time, she was in her 70s, right? And I'm telling you, when that woman sat down, she wasn't posing and she would just kind of lean a little bit, and that was just
a
Jane.
dish.
That
she
was
was
Jane,
a babe.
right?
Yeah.
So there we are,
It's the
standing,
Beverly Hills Hotel.
waiting for the maitre d', and I hear a voice behind me, and it says, "Good afternoon, Miss Russell." Well, so I turned around to say good afternoon. He wasn't talking to me. That was very humbling.
Oh, mercy. Well, that must have been really cool.
Oh, it really was. It was just wonderful. And you go to dinner, and every year they had a big barbecue. And who shows up? Andy Granatelli, Jonathan Winters.
Oh, no kidding.
Who's doing impressions?
Yeah, Maud Frickert.
Yeah, doing impressions until you're choking on your food and you got to be almost Heimlich at the table.
One of my favorites, yeah.
So, yeah, and...
also Marine.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who?
Jonathan Winters.
Oh, Jonathan Winters. Yeah. Yes, he was.
I'll be damned.
So there are two sides to you guys.
Yeah, well, a side and a half, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes. I'll tell the story about your loving husband, and you guys are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible story, and it's a hard story, and I hope it's okay to bring it up again, but it was real, and it just shows something that I think is very freaking important, and I wish there were more men in America today, by the way. Tell the story. What happened?
Well,
where were you and what was going on?
More men in America today, period.
That's right. We'll talk about that, too. Anyway.
Yeah,
as you know, I was working for the Office of Net Assessment, which is the think tank for the Secretary of Defense. And I've been working there for many years, working directly for the boss, Andrew W. Marshall. And I had created, or was a progenitor of a military unit called the First Joint Software Unit Virtual. And we had to do a war game where we were going to be the red team. We're going to be the bad guys. So because of the Obama budget cuts, there was only one day that I could do it. It was the 11th and 12th of July of 2015. And so we decided, we had a dog named Oliver who was elderly and who couldn't fly him. So let's take the cross-country drive. We'll stop by Albuquerque where she went to high school, and we'll go on to California, do the war game, celebrate our very first anniversary.
I love it.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Oliver was a Weimaraner.
With your dog.
Yeah.
I love Weimaraners.
We get as far as Albuquerque. We go to visit a friend, and she had us over for dinner. And we got to be late, and we're headed down onto Grant, New Mexico. But the dog was dancing in the backseat. We're a little tired. Okay, let's get the first hotel that'll allow dogs.
Yeah.
We did. We got there late. We had to park the car over there instead of next to the door. We got in. I went to go get a shower. She went out and didn't tell me to get some dog food. And when she got back, she put her key in the door, and out of nowhere comes a gangbanger with a gun. who shoves her through the open door.
With a gun
on her head. Shoves her through the open door. As I'm coming out of the shower, naked, soaking wet, and shivering from the air conditioning, looking for a towel. And then you see your 6-foot redhead wife flying through the sky, banging into the bed, and this guy pointed a gun at her. To which I said, "What the hell's going on here?" And he points the gun at me and says, "I want your money." Still not thinking. I said, "Well, it's 2015. Check your watch. Nobody carries cash. Here's some credit cards." "No, I want something back." He shoves the door behind him, and now he's got us both at gunpoint. Our weapons were on the bedside table. We both, because she was stalked and because I'm ex-mil, I was trying to reach for the gun, so I stepped in front of them. She saw what I was doing, and he then starts rifling through our stuff. She feigns distress and managed to slip one of the pistols into her purse, and now she hands me the purse. So now I'm naked, soaking wet, shaking from the air conditioning with a purse with a gun in it. And at that moment, the bad guy goes in and starts taking my computers with the war game, and I tighten. He took a shot at me. And at that moment, all that military training previous came in. You mentioned I was a graduate of the academy. I'm not. Honorably discharged, and then went off in the Special Forces. So I had all that training.
I got you.
So the first thing I did was yell Ranger at the top of my lungs, went into the combat crouch, same thing you learned 50 years ago, and assaulted. And, I put 7 rounds in him, 7 out of 7. He shot 10 times, hit me 3. Learned a lot of valuable lessons, like 1, you can still fight when you're wounded, and 2, don't use fully jacketed ammunition because it'll go through him and through the door into the parking lot. And then you got civil problems. Anyway, I survived. I was very lucky. And if it hadn't been for Lynn for thinking about, hey, maybe I can get a gun to him, I wouldn't have been able to have grabbed the gun and been able to defend her as easily. So that's the story.
What a story. A gun to your head in the hotel room, naked, you distract him to be able to get a gun to him. You shoot the guy, he shoots you. Holy cow.
Well, we got really lucky. We had, I like to say St. Michael the Archangel, patron saint of paratrooper, was looking out for me that night because there were the cops on administrative, the lieutenant and the sergeant in a regular police car were the first there. The fire department was already there. We were only 8 minutes away from the trauma, the only Class 1 trauma hospital.
In Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque, in Mexico.
In
the state. And into the hands of another Italian boy named Dr. John Marinaro.
Wow.
Oh, it was a character.
You know what he did? He called Dr. Marinaro's mother.
Really?
Yeah.
Italian. You got an Italian mother. I'll take care of you.
Picture tutti, scustamata, e bacala. My mother-in-law, bacala.
What better thing could you do for an Italian mother?
Picture tutti.
But I'll tell you something. The bravest thing I've ever seen anybody do, because I've landed on that damn bed, right? And I'm trying not to land face down. It's not a good thing. And I just sat up, and over my shoulder, I heard, and I'm thinking, do I yell Chuck? Because if I do, he's going to come in, and the guy might shoot him, right?
Yeah.
And I have gone through years of my life with men who would have gone back into the bathroom. They had no gun, no phone, no towel, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
The bravest thing, I heard him over my shoulder saying, "What the hell is going on in here?" And then he walked into the room and stood in front of the guns. So the guy didn't know they were there.
He's a man.
That's something. That is really, that's it.
Yeah, but for the people out there listening, what saved me wasn't the gun. It was the training 40 years earlier.
Yeah.
When you have to make those decisions, if you don't have the muscle memory and the will,
you're just going to panic.
Yeah, and you're going to miss.
Freeze.
It's worse. It's a training. So if you're going to use your Second Amendment rights, spend at least as much money on the training as you do on a weapon.
Absolutely. And time at the range is never wasted.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Really. And the other thing, spend the money on good ammunition that fragments, because if you miss, you got a civil penalty. Because if you hit some poor guy that's sitting in a parking lot that you're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
So there's the Second Amendment, an absolute, but be conscious that there are civil problems that could occur if you don't know what you're doing with that weapon.
Yeah. Well, hey, what a horrible
And to the women
story.
in the audience, I say, staying calm, is really it's worth it. It's the thing to do. Just stay calm. Try. Don't let them focus. Move around, confuse them, but stay calm. You can, if you smile at them as it happened, because much earlier in the day, I'd been out in the parking. Not earlier in the day, but that evening when there were people around, I had been in the parking lot, and he had done, what bad guys so often do. You got a light? And I said,
really?
no, I don't smoke. He smiled at me. I smiled at him, walked away. So he winds up in the room, right? And he's holding us, with the gun sideways, like.
Oh, big time Charlie sideways gun. By the way, that's not the way you shoot a pistol.
Of course not. But I told him, I said, you remember you wanted a light, and I would have tried to help you, but I just didn't have it. And I smiled at him, and he smiled at me, And then, of course, later on he shot Chuck. But the point is, you got to just stay calm and keep moving.
Brutal. Oh, man. Yeah. Lynne Russell and Chuck I say DeCaro. That's
DeCaro, yeah.
I can't believe what a thrill this is to have you in here. Now, you live in this area. Are you... and we have books. We didn't even talk about your books. And by the way, I don't know whether they can see... is YouTube on here today?
Yes.
A couple things here, Lynne Russell. One of your books is called Love Heals, Heels. The TV news business can be murder. And it's a picture of is this you? You're posing for these things?
I can't deny
You're
that.
Naughty
Confirm it.
little hot legs chick with this little pink high heel, little 5-inch high heel, come bang me pumps, it's something, I forgot what they call them. Love heel. And wait, but we're not done yet. We got another one.
Right.
And here's another one. Heels of Fortune. And again, my very shapely legs and little bare-toed, strappy high heels. Are we seeing a theme here, Lynne Russell? What's the deal?
Of course. I was surprised. Just let my license lapse after 30 years. My
private dick license?
Yeah. My mentor, who was Special Forces and other things that don't even have letterheads, learned a lot from him, right? He has passed on, but so I let the license lapse, right? But I always wanted to have an agency called Hell on Heels and take only women's business.
Yeah.
And hire only women to do it. It would be such fun, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't do it. So then I thought, after I left CNN, I'm going to start writing books about a TV reporter who's a private investigator with a crazy Italian family.
Is that the Heels of Fortune?
That's it.
Yeah.
What's to make up? So that's a series, and I'm just the fourth series in the series is just it's almost ready now.
Oh, cool! I was going to say.
Yeah, and it's just really just a lot of fun, and it's a quick read, and. What do you got to do?
Well, I tell you what, on my nightstand, I have at least 2 or 3 books, and I read every night when I get to bed. I read every night, pleasure reading, because I do this for 13 hours, but when I want to please I'm going to have these books on my nightstand.
I am honored.
And you also have, you have the Hell on Heels, and Heels of Fortune. And did you?
That's it right there, Strega.
And and then Love Heals, and then this is Strega. Now tell me about this one.
Strega in Italian means witch.
Aha.
My people happen to come from the part of Italy that's known for very powerful witches.
Uh-oh.
Southern
that sounds
Italy.
A little dangerous.
Benevento. Hey, interpersonal relationships between the sexes are dangerous, right? So, Benevento province. And I don't know, you just grow up with things, in your head, you live a certain way. And so Strega is really about reincarnation, and it starts out, and I don't like these long books that start out in 100, 200, 300 years ago, go on and on. I can't stay awake, right? So it covers all of that in like 50 pages, and it goes from the old country, very old country, to 1899 in Italy, and 3 girls who have to come. Well, they come over from Italy. Maybe they have to come over for who knows why, right? And wind up on the Massachusetts shore. One in particular, and it's about love and reincarnation, and treachery and hope and fun. And choices that you make in life, and it's all supposed to be entertaining. Some of it actually is real. For example, in the very beginning, when my parents got married back during the war in 1942, my aunt, who was the only one of all of my mother's siblings who didn't get married, she was at Pearl when it was bombed. She did all kinds of wonderful things, right? And she came in from Hawaii when my parents were married and did the hula in the church, which was scandalous.
I love it.
So in the beginning of the book, I've got the person who's writing it in the first person being christened in a church, and Aunt Maria comes in and does a hula. And it's just so, there's a lot of stuff that fortunately a lot of the families not around anymore won't know the difference.
Well, goodness. We have a minute and a half left in the hour. In that time, wow, I mean, you
guys are going to have to come back on.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again at some point, because I mean, this has really been fun. The state of we talked about the state of CNN. What about this? I think we got a minute left. I think America has lost a generation of women. I think young women today are angry, unsatisfied, ticked off. They want nothing to do with a man. They don't believe that a man should be a man anymore. I'm going nuts.
That's why they're angry and unsatisfied. There you go.
I mean, seriously, I don't think they need a man
right?
like a woman needs a frog needs a bicycle, kind of the old saying. It's very depressing.
There are two sexes. There are just two. Pick one, stick with it. Enjoy yourself, have a good time. Trust yourself, and I agree with you 100%.
Wow. Lynne Russell and Chuck DeCaro, God, you guys are beautiful. What a thrill this is.
Thank you.
No, thank you. This has really been fun, and we'll do it again another day, and when you come out with a new book or whatever, and then we'll do the whole thing all over again. And Chuck, thank you again also for getting us involved in this with a random phone call. Who knew? Anyway, thank you guys. This has been very fun.
We will see you again for sure.
Really appreciate it. God bless America. 106.3. Happy Tuesday. Here we go. Look out.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Join the Georgia Swarm for an international celebration of culture, color, and community at Swarm World Fest Night. It takes place this Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena in Duluth. Enjoy performances, activities, and a global celebration of lacrosse and more. Don't miss this exciting event, the last regular season game before the Swarm head to the playoffs. Get your tickets now at georgiaswarm.com for Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena. georgiaswarm.com.
Pay to play, sweetheart deals, government land grabs, and a rigged gambling law. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones made a fortune in public office. But it gets worse. Now Jones is in the tank for illegal Chinese vapes. They're poisonous, they're addicting our kids, and President Trump issued a national order to ban them. But just like a career politician, Burt Jones ignored Trump's order and blocked legislation to stop the sale of illegal Chinese vape pens in Georgia. That's right, Jones ignored Trump and blocked the legislation to ban them right here in Georgia. Why? Because the Jones family is making big bucks selling the same deadly addictive Chinese vapes Trump banned in their gas stations. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He sold out Georgia for Chinese vapes.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Take a pause.
After Easter is usually a time when some people who got rabbits for the holiday are bunny dumping. People may release rabbits outdoors or surrender them to rescues, but rescues get packed and domestic rabbits can't survive in the wild, so maybe you can adopt one or two?
You honestly just can't help smiling when you see a bunny hopping around.
Heather Keister of the Avalon Micro Sanctuary in Portland, Oregon says they're great pets, but adopters need to know.
They have as much personality as your dog or your cat, and they also have needs that are different from but very similar to the level of care a dog would need.
They've got to have some time to adjust to a new home and a new human, and that human has to make a commitment.
If you think that you want to bring a bunny into your home, consider whether or not you're willing to be the bunny's main caregiver for their lifetime, which can be about 10 years.
Hop on over to rabbit.org for lots of information. Take pause. Jill Nato, Fox News.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Israel's been fighting Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. This as U.S. warships enforce a blockade of Iranian ports.
The blockade is aimed at halting Iran's oil trade, opening up a mostly closed strait, and getting ceasefire talks moving again. President Trump told the New York Post today talks could resume within the next 2 days in Pakistan.
Fox's Greg Palcott. Rising gas prices fueling higher inflation, up 4% year over year in March.
Economists were expecting prices at the wholesale level to jump last month because energy prices rose in response to the Iran conflict. Prices did go up, but not as much as expected.
Fox's Janiko Sola. Oil prices plunging today and stocks rallying. The Dow up 317 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, 9/11/01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr. McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to honor his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Just go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Yeah. No, we got it. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. My sweet Lord. Well, that was a lot of fun. Lynne Russell and Chuck DeCaro, her husband in town, and they live here. Anyway, it's a lot of fun being on. I hope you enjoyed that first hour if you missed it. It's on the podcast. 2009, George Harrison, the former Beatle, was honored with a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in L.A. Sir Paul McCartney attended the unveiling outside the landmark Capitol Records building. He joined George Harrison's widow, Olivia, and son, Danny. Eric Idle, Oscar-winning actor Tom Hanks, and musician Tom Petty also went to the ceremony. Posthumous star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, George Harrison, 2009. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Flounders here. We got David and Chris on the board. Jeff. I'm sorry. David and Jeff on the board. And Lynne Russell and her husband Chuck were here for the whole first hour. Really, really a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed chatting with us. Kind of silly because I was kind of sort of starstruck. Really, I mean, she's pretty famous. It was really pretty cool. Anyway, silly thing. All right, let's see. Birthday. How about this? I think I got it here somewhere. What the hell was I going to do? Adrian Brody. Let's do this. Adrian Brody's 53. He was in King Kong, Predators, and I think he won the Oscar for The Pianist. And as I recall, Adrian Brody, 53, as I recall, wasn't it Halle Berry gave him the Oscar, and I think he French kissed her. I think, I must remember, do you remember the Oscar when Adrian Brody won the Oscar, and I think he French kissed Halle Berry?
I don't know if he French kissed her, but he kind of just went in there and gave he
gave her a big mouth thing there, and she was pretty shocked. But I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, and also we'll do a little history thing here. Now, I really don't even want to talk about this because it's racial and it makes us look bad about Stone Mountain. This was the day in 1965. I thought it was much older than that. On this day in 1965, Stone Mountain Park in Georgia opened on the 100th anniversary of the President Abraham Lincoln's assassination. 3 Confederate figures, Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson, riding their favorite horses, Blackjack, Traveler, and Little Sorrel, respectively. The largest bas relief, B-A-S relief in the world. The project began in 1914 by United Daughters of the Confederacy, who hired Gutzon Borglum. He's the guy who built Mount Rushmore. They hired the same guy to design the monument. He initially was instructed to be immortalized on Stone Mountain to saving from Negro dominations and carpetbag rule. We need a small group of them in their nightly uniform approaching in the distance. And they said, no, we're not going to do that, but we'll put these 3 guys on their horses. And they settled on that for Borglum completed Robert E. Lee's head in 1924. Then there were disagreements with the organizers, and he got fired in 1925. Augustus Lukeman took his place, and Borglum's work was blasted off the mountain entirely. The U.S. Mint issued in 1925 Stone Mountain commemorative silver U.S. $50 as a fundraiser. It was the largest issue of commemorative coins by the government to that point. The park was opened in 1965. The carving wasn't completed until 1972. That's when I came here. I'd forgotten that it wasn't done till I got here in 1972. I don't think they were waiting for the Kimmer. Anyway. All right, how's it going? Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Well, that was fun.
Let's see. I think there was some YouTube comments. And,
okay.
David said, I believe, was it Richard who called in, who said that was a great interview. They were a big fan of Lynne Russell back at CNN, so they really enjoyed that.
Oh, good. She was a monster star. I mean, just... anyway, I was kind of fun. I mean, it was cool. And her husband Chuck is a really interesting guy. He's a really into high-tech military intelligence.
Very knowledgeable when it comes to that stuff.
And he's a soldier, and he killed that guy, tried to, shot him. He got shot up and wounded and almost died. And luckily
you have to
killed
wonder,
the bad guy.
the mental thing that carries with you.
Well,
in self-defense, but still, guys got a gun to your wife's head and you're naked in the bath. I mean, what a whole experience, my Lord. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. All right, let's see. It's 408, and it's a beautiful day. It's going to be almost near 90. We got a ball game again tonight, and so we got folks are streaming in and out, going to the ballpark here at the Battery, which is kind of cool. Now, Eric Swallwell, Eric Swollen. He is now accused of drugging and choking and raping a woman named Alana Drews after he said he's going to help her with her business. This happened in West Hollywood. She thought she was friends with a congressman, claimed he spiked her drink before he sexually assaulted her in West Hollywood. She did a news conference sobbing as she claimed he was masquerading. It was Eric Swallwell. Masquerading as helping her fashion software company, ended up destroying her life and left her, what she said, crying all the time. She's going to escalate the claims, going to the sheriff's department in L.A. today after her news conference earlier today, and she said she has texts and photographs. Let's play cut number 1. Here is a woman, Lana Drews, talking about being raped, drugged, choked by Eric Swallwell. Cut number 1.
He raped me, and he choked me, and while he was choking me, I lost consciousness, and I thought I died. I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar. The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center in Connecticut. It had a profound impact on my mental health. I self-medicated in an unhealthy way. I did not want to live anymore. I cried all the time for years. At the time, I was in a dating relationship with a boyfriend I was fully committed to. I've never cheated in my life, and I would never have engaged in a consensual sexual encounter with Eric Swallwell.
She said it further underscores the non-consensual nature of what happened. It was a tough time in Beverly Hills. Considering a run for city council, she said, placed me in proximity to political figures and events, added to the pressure to remain composed and silent. And she said the reason that she said, I can't find the final thing now, but she said basically she was scared to come forward because of his political power, his background as an attorney, his family law enforcement ties, and she stands with other women who've come forward. And now there's like 50 of them. I mean, sure, I'm not making that up. I think there's 50 who have complaints of one kind or another. And one girl, in fact, woke up and said that she woke up and after she had apparently been drugged, and she woke up and found that Eric Swallwell was sucking on her toes. So she figured out, well, something bad happened to me while I was knocked out. What, do you think he's freaking Prince Andrew? It's unbelievable. I'll bet you Joe Biden's probably tried to pardon him already. What do you bet? I'll bet you, President Cadaver Autopen's already trying to pardon him for these crimes. What a bunch of scumbags. And there are more women. They're one after another after another. In fact, let's play cut number 2. Here's another cut. This is, Flounder found this on social media. I'm not even sure who this is, but it's a woman, 3 women talking to a podcast host about what happened to them. Cut number 2 on Eric Swallwell, if you will.
The fact that he has now dropped out of the governor's race and resigned from Congress, is that justice in your view?
No, it's just the beginning. It's just the very beginning. And I know personally that we're not walking away from this fight.
For me, justice won't be until he can't ever harm a woman ever again. And he has faced the consequences for the women that he has harmed.
I think in regards to the governor's race, he never should have ran for governor to begin with, knowing the kind of history and receipts that are out there. So that's a non-starter. And then in terms of Congress, I think he absolutely should have resigned. I think we just prevented another 30 to 40 years potentially of him harming people if he were to stay in Congress.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think we have served justice for his future victims.
Wow.
That won't exist anymore.
By the way, the nerve of the guy, the balls on this guy. He actually thought in fact, he was leading to be governor of California. And he must have known that all this stuff was out there and someone was going to reveal it if something bad happened. And he must have inklings of it. And he had such an ego on him. You know, this is the same guy who was parading around on an elephant with his shirt off, like some big tough guy over in freaking Africa or someplace. And he must have thought, I guarantee you that Eric Swallwell thought he was going to be elected governor of California, and I'll guarantee you that he thought he was going to be president of the United States one day. And this is a slimy scumbag who faked that whole 9/11 commission business. He's one of the biggest traitors in the entire Congress. And by the way, how the hell, you slimy scumbag, I think it's 3 young kids, how are you going to talk to your children? How are you going to explain this to your children? Are you going to take them out of school? You know how mean kids can be in school? You have any idea how his kids are going to be dealt with in school, in the neighborhood? What about his wife? Would you stick with him?
No. Are you kidding me?
I mean, seriously. And now what is she supposed to do? His wife and 3 kids. How is he going to talk to his children? And if she moves out, how is she going to explain to her kids what happened to daddy? And they're going to know at some point he's been sucking on some girl's toes. They're going to have pictures of him, sucking tongue with a hooker in a hotel room. I mean, my God, man.
I mean, karma. He's going to get what he deserves.
Jeez. Good grief. How are you going to talk to your children? And what are you going to say to your wife? God, what a slime bag. A perfect Democrat. Sights on the White House. All right, flights 414. Kimmer and Flounder. Pete will be better. And we got David and Jeff. And again, thanks to Lynne Russell and Chuck DeCarl, her husband, for a fun first hour here on 106.3. How you doing? How's your Tuesday? Look out. Here we go.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
No hard-hitting political commentary this time. I just want to tell you about a group of people running around loose in this country without any adult supervision. These people actually believe the earth is flat. A big frisbee stationary in space surrounded by a big ice wall to keep the water from running off and covered by a dome. They call the dome the firmament. Don't believe me? Look it up. Google Flat Earth. Search YouTube Flat Earth. Or you can go to Amazon Prime and search for a 90-minute movie called Behind the Curve. They talk about the dome, but they don't answer some questions there. What if it cracks? Who repairs it? Who built it? Who keeps it clean? I mean, it's like the Truman Show, a giant planetarium. But here's the kicker. As Behind the Curve comes to an end, they run 2 experiments that absolutely disproves this flat, stationary Earth nonsense. One of them, a $20,000 laser gyroscope. Put it on the ground, the flat Earth, let it run. Every hour, it shows a shift of 15 degrees. We're not stationary. They did not pay that off by saying that 24 hours times 15 degrees equals 360 degrees or 1 rotation. Then they ran a laser experiment shooting a laser beam across many miles that was supposed to show the laser beam is flat and so is the ground over which it travels. Sorry, the laser beam shifted, showing curvature. Why am I sending you off on this wild goose chase? You have to know just how stupid some people in our country are. You have to look out for them and stay the hell out of their way. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Welcome Georgia Tech's first-year men's head basketball coach Scott Cross for his inaugural year at the helm. Season tickets are now on sale. Angles hip to the left, up and under with the reverse is good. Save your seat in the Thriller Dome to watch Scott Cross and the Yellow Jackets next season. A span, digs the shoulder in, banks it in, scores, and a foul. 2 hands on the freshman, and it's a 1-point game. Guarantee your seats by going to RamlinRec.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
And here comes the heat. Yes, it's Georgia heat. Yeah, we're talking 90s. Yes, indeed. Well, it's going to get a lot worse because we're still in April. Holy cow. Well, if your air conditioning is running nonstop, a smart upgrade maybe to make right now, because there's a deal going at my buddy's place, Jeff at Peach State Windows. Worked with him 25 years ago or so, first time, and he's been doing stuff for Georgia homeowners for decades and knows the job and where to get all the best supplies and things that exactly are right for your home, keeping that cooling inside as opposed to leaky windows, letting it go outside and heating the plants. And of course, it costs more to keep your home cool than it does hot. The expensive cool air, well, here's the deal. Jeff installs windows that have advanced heat reflective glass. It's built to block the sun and take the pressure off your AC in the first place. How about the deal? 8 premium double hung Energy Star windows installed for under $4,039.95 and 0% financing for 12 months. Here's the number: 770-485-8011. Keeping the cool air in. PeachStateWindows.com.
If you live in Georgia, you already see it. The cars are turning yellow, the pollen is here, and this year, with an earlier and warmer spring projected, it's hitting even sooner. But here's what matters most. It's not just what's outside, it's what your family is breathing inside. Your kids, your pets, you. Your HVAC system doesn't just control the temperature. It circulates the air throughout your entire home. And without proper filtration and purification, that air can carry pollen, dust, and allergens right through every room. Central specializes in whole home air purification systems. Advanced filtration, humidity control, and high-efficiency carrier systems are designed to support healthier indoor air. When you combine air purification technology with dependable carrier performance, you're creating a cleaner, more comfortable environment for the people who matter most. Right now, you can receive up to $1,700 in rebates plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making it easier to protect your home before allergy season peaks. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
Hey, this is Lowe's with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Yeah, this would be Bork, I'm guessing. Bjork. How do you pronounce it? Bjork.
Bjork.
And she's a girl with the wing, duck wings.
The duck wings.
Swan or whatever the hell it's something or other.
Swan wings, we'll call them.
Oh, my God. It was on this day in 2003. Oh, I don't like that yodeling. She thinks she's Tex Ritter or something. 2003, a man was arrested accused of faking that there was a Bjork concert, and he started selling tickets to it. Alex Conate sold tickets for $40 a piece, made about $14,000 after persuading a nightclub in San Diego, convinced the owner that Bjork is going to play a concert there. So he said, great. So the guy started selling tickets. It was all fake. He took the money and moved to Hawaii, where they caught him. He got arrested. I mean, what a nice try. Sell fake tickets and move to Hawaii. But, sir, they have, like phones and things. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett's that giant 6'8" Robert Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond. And he was the first grand prize winner on Star Search. I don't even know what. You ever see Star? I don't know what that movie. What's Star Search? You ever seen that?
Star Search, the movie.
You guys know what's? I can't see in there. It's Jeff and David. Do you guys ever? You know what Star Search is? Is that like a talent show or something? I don't know.
Yes, it was the 1980. Oh, yeah, Star Search. That was back in the 80s.
Ah, of course. It was like Ted Mack's original amateur hour or something, probably. I guess. Remember that? You don't know.
Ed McMahon.
Was Ed McMahon hosted? Oh, yeah. I remember that. I remember now.
Yeah,
I remember. I didn't used to see it, but I remember that. Brad Garrett's 66. Anyway, that's the point. And we got a little history thing. This is kind of interesting, I think. I hope you find it interesting as well. It was on this day in 1861, the first casualty of the Civil War, and it was an accident. The first casualty of the Civil War, 1861 on this day at Fort Sumter. By the way, Fort Sumter is not Sumter, it's S-U-M-Ter, S-U-M-T-E-R, Fort Sumter. A guy named Daniel Hoff was loading a round into a gun when a spark caused the gun to explode. Here's actually what happened. Confederate cannons started bombarding the Union forces surrendering Fort Sumter in South Carolina's Charleston Harbor. The first engagement of the Civil War ended in a rebel victory on this day in 1861 and the first death. It started when South Carolina seceded from the Union. President Lincoln sent word to Charleston. He wanted to send food to the garrison there. They were beleaguered. Confederates found out and opened fire in the pre-dawn hours of April 12th. 4,000 rounds hurled toward the black silhouette of Fort Sumter. Its commander, 9 officers, 68 enlisted men, 8 musicians, and 43 construction workers were still putting the finishing touches on building the fort. A Union captain, Doubleday, Abner Doubleday, the man who inaccurately is credited with inventing the game of baseball, Abner Doubleday returned fire 2 hours after the barrage began. By the morning of April 13th, the garrison in Sumter was in dire straits. In minor injuries, but they couldn't hold out. Badly damaged, Confederate shots were becoming more precise. The flagstaff was half shot away. A former senator from Texas rode out without permission to see if the garrison was trying to surrender. They said it was futile. He ran a white flag up the flagpole. The first engagement of the Civil War was over, and the only casualty had been a Confederate horse. The Union force was allowed to leave for the North, but before leaving, the soldiers wanted to fire a 100-gun salute. During the salute, one soldier was killed when the gun blew up by mistake. Another wounded by a prematurely exploding cartridge. The first deaths of the Civil War were an accident. And the Civil War, after this happened on this day in 1861, had officially begun. And that's the story of Fort Sumter. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, bizarre. 425, how you doing? Kimmer, Pete will be here. Pete's doing better and better every day. He'll be back. And Flounder and Lynne Russell and her husband, Chuck DeCarl, were in here with a lot of fun. And David and Jeff on the board. All right, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got 3 scandalous things coming up I want to get to. A couple things quick. First of all, it figures stocks are up 300 plus or something or other. The freaking stock market, it goes up and down in record fashion, and every time it does, the people who know about money make money. Guys like me say, "Oh, there goes my 401k, what's left of it," and so But again, this I hate this. I hate this because I don't know how to do it. I don't. If I were one of those guys who could go do that day trading stuff, I feel a lot better about my future. But I'm not that guy. I can't do it. I don't do that stuff. Yeah.
Day trading, some people just know how to work the system.
Well, yeah, but their mind thinks that way.
The problem is when it goes down, people get scared and pull money, which is the last thing you should do.
Yeah.
What you should do is invest at that time.
Long term. But again, anyway, so the stock market's way up, which is one thing. Also, I heard this today. I almost threw up. Congress is celebrating Holocaust Day. Where they are, there's a day to pay tribute to survivors of the Holocaust, so that it never happens again. So they tell their stories, and which is fine. It's great. But now these freaking Democrats, suspected child molester Chuck freaking Schumer actually has the balls to talk about how much the Democrat Party loves their Jewish friends. You dirty freaking lying scumbags! You are Jew haters. All those Democrats in Congress calling for, complaining about President Trump trying to save the Jews in Gaza, from the freaking river to the sea, and all the Democrats are supporting all those protesters. Well, what about the poor children of the Palestinians, and they're getting killed too, you dirty, rotten scumbags, and they have the balls to show up and pretend that they care about Jews. The Democrat Party doesn't give a crap about you. Why do you keep voting for Democrats? How can a Jew vote for a Democrat? Seriously,
they're brainwashed.
What has a Democrat? I'd like any Jewish voters. I'd love to hear an explanation of why you would vote for a Democrat. Seriously, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I didn't mean to yell. I didn't mean to scare you off. I'm just curious because that's a bunch of crap. Oh, sorry. All right, sir. Did that. Now, another quick, top of thing. I want to get to some scandals here because I'm running out of time. The IRS, so it figures just in, this is almost, by the way, I'm getting screwed. On April 15th, my bank is going to have to be deducting almost $10,000. I don't know why.
What?
I got screwed on federal taxes, and I don't know why. No one understands. And I think it's because, every time my bank has to, take out a 401k or something, I get taxed early for it.
No, you shouldn't be taxed on 401k.
I don't know what I'm taxed. All I know is I got 2 years in a row I'm getting screwed.
Jeez.
But here's the deal. For the record, when people talk about, taxes and the rich don't pay their taxes, here's the deal. The top 1% of taxpayers, 1% pay 40% of the taxes. The top 1% pay 40%. If you add the full top 10%, the top 10% of taxpayers pay 70% of the taxes. The top 10%. And if you're making under $50,000, you don't pay anything. Federal taxes. And then we got, I heard this on the morning show. I don't want to play it because it made me too mad. Swarthmore College in Pennsylvania, well-known college, Swarthmore College, Pennsylvania. The students were out in the alleyways and in the common area chanting, kill one more American soldier and everything will be fine in Palestine. It's in Iran, supporting Iran by saying, just kill one more American and you'll be better and stuff like that. It's just astounding. These freaking people. Now, before we get up, Congressman Eric Swallwell, the toast sucker, who has had to quit. I can't wait for him to be so embarrassed and humiliated that he disappears forever. I hope his wife leaves him and takes the freaking kids, and I hope they never have anything to do with him again. Their lives are ruined for years and years and years. And the older they get, the more information is going to come out, and the more videos they're going to see, and the more people are going to talk about it. How are those 3 little kids of his going to deal with children at school after what he did to that family? How's his wife? Is his wife going to stay with him? For the benefit of the family? You got 3 kids. They're young.
And where are they living?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's horrible. Anyway, 4:30. And this Katie Porter, she's going to be trying to make hay of this because Katie Porter is that skank who in California who's running for governor. And she's one domestic abuser who poured that scalding water, boiling potatoes in on her husband's face. She's on camera. Remember, we saw her berating her staff. Don't you ever walk in front of me when I'm taking pictures. I mean, it was unbelievable. A snake, a skank, a shark. Oh, a vicious.
Bitch.
Oh, man. Katie Porter, she says, the allegations on Swallwell are horrifying. I can't think of the courageous women who've come forward to share their story. Yeah, you dirty, rotten phony. I hate these people, I swear to God. It's 431, 404-741-1230. It's only me, it's only Kimmer. Pete will be back, and Flounder and David and Jeff are in the house. And ball game, we got Braves, we got sports, we got stuff, and we got it all with you on 106.3. Here we go.
Bang, 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 bang. The case is closed. He screams and shouts, but we all know he went bang, bang with bang, bang.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with him every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. The legacy of Joe Biden lives. His open border policy let millions of illegal criminals stream into our country. We continue to have customers visit the showroom and report that they have been victims of break-ins and lost their hard-earned and irreplaceable items. So don't be a victim. Drive by the Safe House showroom and see what real security looks like. Picture yourself placing your valuables in a Fort Knox safe. Now that's real protection for your priceless valuables. Drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Babe, can you knock out my honey-do list today?
Oh, I know. I told you I'd get to it this weekend.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalomia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. I can't fix your marriage, but I can fix your house. With our handyman for a day service, we'll handle those drywall patches, that door that won't latch, the leaky faucet, and the wood rot all around your house. The whole punch list, done fast, done right. You keep your weekend, she gets the house done. Everybody wins. Book your handyman for a day at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, The Trusted Toolbox.
Just east of Atlanta, there's a place where the game slows down and the good times tee off. Welcome to Cherokee Run Golf Club in Conyers, Georgia. An Arnold Palmer signature course designed in 1995, carved through rolling hills, towering pines, and wide open skies. Cherokee Run brings championship golf together with pure Georgia beauty. From perfectly manicured fairways and newly renovated bunkers to lightning-fast greens, every round feels like a getaway without going far at all. So whether you're chasing a personal best, enjoying a weekend with friends, or just soaking in the scenery, this is golf the way it's meant to be played. And when the round's done, kick back, grab a bite, and relive every great shot in our state-of-the-art clubhouse, Cherokee Run Golf Club. Play legendary. Play relaxed. Play where Georgia golf runs free. Book your tee time today at CherokeeRunGolfClub.com and experience the thrill of playing the run.
Too many motorists and workers are senselessly injured or killed in roadway work zones. Crashes and fatalities have spiked in Georgia due to speeding and distracted or impaired driving. The Georgia DOT is reminding you during Work Zone Safety Awareness Week of the importance of practicing safe driving. Ignore your phone and other distractions and pay attention to the road. Work zones are a sign to slow down. Let's all get where we're going safely. Sponsored by the Georgia DOT.
Looking for affordable family fun in Atlanta? April 24th through 26th, the Mitsubishi Electric Classic presented by Venture is the perfect day out, and kids 15 and under get in free with a ticketed adult. Watch golf legends compete at TBC Sugarloaf, enjoy great food, and experience fun for all ages. Make memories together while supporting local charities. Get your tickets today at MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. That's MitsubishiElectricClassic.com. April 24th through 26th at TBC Sugarloaf.
Oh, well, now, all right. We had a whole...
Today we will void the halftime show.
Yeah, this was really...
stories actually covered.
Didn't really do a lot of story talking here today, but...
Well, Lynn and her husband Chuck were the story. So the first hour, if you missed it, you can go back and listen to it now. It was a great interview.
Well, we had Lynne Russell, the CNN knockout first woman
news anchor,
full-time nighttime prime anchor woman in America, basically. CNN ruled the place for years. Lynne Russell and her husband Chuck DeCaro is a military guy and does military intelligence investigations and stuff. And it was really, really fun. A lot of fun. If you miss it again, I didn't go to Podcast Park, or where do they go? Find it.
For the interview, head on over to Podcast Park, and it is right there for you to listen to. And if you go onto the app, you can listen to the replay as well. Yep.
You can pick the date you want to listen to on the
Everything's
app.
on there.
106.3 app. Let's see. And Pete will be back. Kimmer and Flounder and Jeff and David are in the booth controlling things. We will do some tweet stuff. We got we'll do a little sports stuff here. And I do have our birthday list, including Sarah Michelle Gellar. A little hottie is 49, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of course. She also was one of the top investigators in the lab on the follow-up to Dexter, the original Sin series, the last one, which I didn't like much. I didn't think it was very good. But she was a starring role in that Dexter original Sin. She was also in Scream 2. But I remember her perhaps best was it Cruel Intentions. Yes. Where she did the...
she had the cocaine and the cross. She had the cocaine and the cross on her necklace.
Oh, I don't even remember that. I don't think I ever saw that. But isn't it the one where she kissed the other girl?
Yes. She teaches her how to kiss.
Yeah, she's how to kiss. And the little black hair girl was so pretty. She was in one of those Brat Pack movies, I think. What the hell was her? Oh, I can't remember.
Hold on. It had Reese Witherspoon in it, too. Hold on. Let me...
Yeah, Cruel Intentions.
That's it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. And the old black hair girl, very famous. She was in a series of her own, very famous Brat Packer chick. Who the hell was it?
Selma Blair.
Yeah, Selma Blair.
I believe she has, I don't know if it's MS or...
I think she has muscular sclerosis or one of those things, as I recall. We're going to give away tickets. Our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We're giving away ticket as a 4-pack, as I understand, right? A 4-pack to the Sandy Springs Invitational Car Show, the first one they've ever had, and it's going to be this Sunday. This Sunday at City Green in Sandy Springs. City Green, Sandy Springs, this Sunday, 1 to 4 this Sunday afternoon, 1 to 4. Sandy Springs Invitational Car Show. Have 100 exotic and classic cars, have demos by the police department, festival food, live DJ, family stuff, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Sandy Springs Police Foundation. So this is a great cause. Admission tickets for the general public are $10, kids 10 and under free. And again, it says this Sunday from 1 to 4, Sandy Springs' first invitational car show, City Green, Sandy Springs. And we give away tickets right now, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And we'll take call number 742, if you will, or whatever.
741.
Either one would be fine. And while we do that, our day in history is an important one, too, and it's kind of an ironic thing in one other way. On this day in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was attending a speech. He gave the speech. 2 days earlier, Lincoln spoke about giving African Americans the right to vote in 1865. And John Wilkes Booth was in the audience of that speech by Abe Lincoln calling for African Americans getting the right to vote. John Wilkes Booth got so mad he vowed to assassinate the president. And he learned that President Lincoln would be going to the play Our American Cousin on Good Friday at the Ford Theater. Lincoln's bodyguard, John Parker, left the president's side during the intermission of the play to have a beer at a saloon next door. It was then that John Wilkes Booth sneaked up behind Lincoln and shot him in the head at very close range. A major named Henry Rathbone was able to apprehend Booth momentarily, but he got stabbed by John Wilkes Booth himself, who then ran off and escaped, broke his leg jumping out. You heard about the story there. Held up in a barn. After in a coma for 9 hours, Lincoln died on April 15th, 1865. 12 days later, Booth was found hiding on a farm in Virginia. And as I recall, they set the damn thing on fire to get the guys out of there with his conspirators. He refused to surrender, and eventually he was shot by Sergeant Boston Corbett. Ironically, 2 people were invited to join President and Mrs. Lincoln at Ford's Theater to see the play: Ulysses S. Grant and his wife. They turned down the invitation and escaped assassin John Wilkes Booth's second target. Anyway, 1865. Do we have a winner for tickets? Here, we want to get some
I believe they
tickets?
do. They're getting the information now.
It's Jeff, not me, but another Jeff.
Jeff.
It's a fabulous Metropolitan Jeff for the Metropolitan Jeffs. It's an incredible story. Well, congratulations. And by the way, call us Monday, tell you how I like the show. It'll be fun. Appreciate it. All right, Kimmer, Pete's going to be back at some point. He's recovering from surgery. And Flounders here, and Jeff and David in the booth. And a couple of, just a quick thing, that Republican congressman, another slime bag in Congress, Tony Gonzalez, he's quitting too. He was one who had an affair with a staff member girl. Then he denied it. Then he got caught. Then he admitted it. And the girl was so upset, she set herself on fire, ladies and gentlemen, and killed herself. Set herself on fire and died. And now he's out of it, too. And he's got a wife and 6 kids. Tony Gonzalez, 6 children. How are you going to explain all that to you? And he said, my wife has forgiven me. God deals in things. I've reconciled with my wife, Angel. I've asked God to forgive me, which he has. My faith is strong. Yeah, it's easy to see. Fine. Good for, really, seriously, fine. I hope that, I don't know. It's just brutal. Okay, a couple quick scandal things.
This really has to make you wonder how many more people like this are in Congress.
Well, and especially the nerve of Swallwell. My God! I mean, he's going to be investigated for a crime for the woman he assaulted in Washington D.C.
And now there's a 5th accuser.
There's more. Yeah, there's been 50 women, and there are 5 coming forward to file charges. I mean, it's unbelievable. And he actually had he was leading in the polls for the California governorship too. And he was going to get away with it. And I know he wanted to be president, and he thought he thought he could get away with this. I mean, these are dozens of women. It's like Bill Cosby, for God's sakes. Anyway, and by the freaking Biden administration, this guy, remember Judge Boasberg? We've talked about him a lot. He's the guy who kept interfering with Donald Trump's efforts to get illegal criminal gangbangers out of the country. Well, U.S. District Judge Boasberg has now been ordered by a district court, a federal appeals court, to stop screwing around with Trump. Boasberg has had a contempt inquiry into Trump administration officials after they deported 130 Venezuelan migrants. So Boasberg filed charges against him, said, we want to have an inquiry about this. Well, the appeals court said, no, you're overstepping your bounds, dipwad. It's an unwarranted impairment of the executive branch. They ordered Boasberg to shut up and leave him alone 12 months after this began. He's just a typical freaking scumbag. Boasberg. He's now been told to shut the hell up and leave him alone. Now, Tulsi Gabbard. The Director of National Intelligence has released hundreds of pages of declassified documents showing that the intelligence community inspector general used firsthand fake information to impeach Donald Trump in 2019. The former inspector general did not follow proper procedures. Before he sent a whistleblower's complaint about Donald Trump's 2019 call to the Ukrainian president. Remember, this is why they impeached Donald Trump. They said that he called the Ukrainian president and was acting without authority and trying to change world affairs for the benefit of all this kind of stuff and everything else. That's why the Democrats first impeached him. It was all a bunch of crap. The deep state actress Tulsi Gabbard now released information saying it was all false. It was fake. The only person that this inspector general talked to were two guys who weren't even there. And Tulsi says the politicization of the whistleblower process by a former CIA employee working hand in hand with Democrats in Congress, the deep state playbook, how to weaponize the intelligence community to go after Donald Trump. They interviewed a couple of people, including the whistleblower, who had no firsthand knowledge of anything about the phone call that Donald Trump made to Zelensky. Nothing. It was no firsthand information, but they took it anyway, weaponized a whistleblower as though it meant something, released the information to Congress, referred it to the FBI, and then leaked it to the media. So the plan was to fake the information, give it to the FBI, and then have the FBI leak it to the media, and that's what led to Donald Trump's impeachment. And by the way, the whistleblower is a Democrat, and he worked closely with Joe Biden.
Shocker.
That's the false narrative on the impeachment. Here's another one. Here's one more. And I know I'm late for the break. Just very quickly, this is incredible. The Department of Justice under Joe Biden withheld evidence, approved aggressive arresting tactics when targeting defendants who were pro-life, and gave them longer prison sentences and pro-abortion people who got arrested. The FACE Act. Remember the people who busted into that church in Minneapolis and got arrested for the FACE Act, which is supposed to protect houses of worships and stuff like that? Well, the former Attorney General Merrick Scumbag Garland set up a task force to pursue cases against pro-lifers. Right after the Roe versus Wade Supreme Court decision in June 2022. They went after pro-lifers. Their trial attorney named Patel used the Planned Parenthood, Feminist Majority Foundation, and the National Abortion Federation security teams to initiate investigations and monitor pro-life activists for years. Went after them, including a guy who fought back when somebody shoved his daughter around, and the guy fought back and they arrested him. Turned out it was a bunch of crap. They finally had the charges dropped, but after all the years that they put him through all this crap they went through, weaponization under Joe Biden, again and again and again. Lawyers withheld evidence, worked to committed religious people off of juries. Again, that's the other thing. When they were picking juries, the lawyers for the government under Biden would make sure that no pro-lifers got on the jury. So they always got convictions. They faked evidence. They withheld evidence. They got people off the juries if they didn't believe in their values, and they allowed the Department of Justice to be used as an enforcement arm of pro-abortion special interests. Truth and right there facts. Unbelievable. All right, I'm late. 4:48. Kimmer Pete will be back. Flounder, Jeff, and David in the house at 106.3. Look out.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
It's Front Office Lows for Howard Brothers and Toro. Is your lawn starting to get ahead of you? Take it back with the power and precision of a Toro mower. From small yards to wide open properties, Toro delivers the clean, professional cut that makes your lawn stand out fast. Ready to upgrade your mowing game? Find your Toro mower today at Howard Brothers, your local source for quality equipment and expert advice. Toro and Howard Brothers, the power to cut it right and the people to back it up.
Hey Atlanta, it's Drake Baldwin here. When I won Rookie of the Year, I thought of everyone who helped me along the way. My friends, my family, and hot showers. That's why when something goes wrong, I call Superior Plumbing. Still locally owned, Superior has been serving Atlanta for over 40 years as the go-to plumber for leak repairs, toilet replacement, and water heater installation. They don't call them the honest one for no reason. Superior's team is my MVP. Remember, there's no job too small.
7704
Best time to shop for a new car is when selection is strong and the offer is clear. Right now at Marietta Toyota, the new 2026 Toyota Camry is all hybrid and in stock. It's built for commuters with exceptional fuel efficiency, up to 53 miles per gallon in the city. Voted Best of Cop, Best New Car Dealership, and Best Dealership Service Center. Here's the difference you don't get everywhere. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. For well-qualified buyers, special APR financing is available on the new 2026 Camry, 4.99% APR for 72 months. We're right where we've always been, Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota since 1975. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends May 4th, 2026. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. You know, look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
Join the Georgia Swarm for an international celebration of culture, color, and community at Swarm World Fest Night. It takes place this Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena in Duluth. Enjoy performances, activities, and a global celebration of lacrosse and more. Don't miss this exciting event, the last regular season game before the Swarm head to the playoffs. Get your tickets now at georgiaswarm.com for Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena. georgiaswarm.com.
Right now, new car prices are out of control. Yes, it's more affordable to buy a used vehicle, but can you really trust what you're getting? That's why I use VIX Auto Care. VIX can perform a pre-purchase inspection of the vehicle I'm thinking about. They'll check it out from top to bottom, so I know if there are any potential problems. VIX helps me make the right decision. So before you buy, give VIX a try. VIX Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them at VIXAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
Yeah, look out. There we go. Led Zeppelin, 1973, 2 weeks at number one. With the album Houses of the Holy. Number one in Britain, number one in America, Led Zeppelin. 1973 this was. And the young girl featured on the cover of the album climbing naked up Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. The young girl is Samantha Gates. She was 6 when the photo was taken. I was going to say, I don't know. I've never seen the cover. I don't think, I've never seen. Have you ever seen that cover, Flounder, of the Led Zeppelin? A 6-year-old girl naked climbing up a
something or other, a causeway.
The cover for the album?
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah. 6-year-old naked girl? That seems kind of creepy. Anyway, let's see. Our birthday list includes Abigail Breslin. Speaking of little girls, Abigail Breslin is 30. She was Little Miss Sunshine and was also in the movie Signs. I think that was on with that Australian guy who was in the movie about the funny cars in the future. Mel Gibson. Funny cars in the future. I don't see her. Oh my gosh! Looks like. Oh well, that's kind of creepy.
Just awkward.
God. Oh yeah, poor thing. Anyway, and on this day in history, 1969. In 1964, Barbra Streisand played Fanny Brice, the leading role in the Broadway musical Funny Girl. She was nominated for a Tony Award. She did not win. But years later, Barbra Streisand reprised that role of Fanny Brice for the movie Funny Girl, which was Streisand's first film. During the 41st Academy Awards held on this day in 1969, both 29-year-old Streisand and 61-year-old Katharine Hepburn were nominated for the Best Actress Award. Hepburn for The Lion in Winter. To the shock of many at the Academy Awards Oscar ceremonies, the two of them tied when the votes came to an even 3,030 for each one of them. Katharine Hepburn was not able to make the event. It was the second time an acting award was split at the ceremony. The first time was 1932, when actor Frederick March received one vote more than Wallace Beery. Remember, it was that old guy with a very famous old character actor from days like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz movies. Walter Beery, the count was so close, the Academy Award decided only was one vote difference. They gave them both the award, Frederick March and Wallace Beery. And then for official, Barbra Streisand and Katharine Hepburn were exactly tied and both won the Academy Award in 1969. So there you go. Okie dokie, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Congressman, scumbags, Swallwell.
How about a funny?
I just gave. Let's do. You want to do some funnies?
Yeah, let's do a funny.
Oh my God, we haven't even done a Flounders Funny at all. Let's do one right now. I got a Flounders Funny. Well, I owe you 3. What do you got?
Civil War. So all this worry about war. Do you really think this country's going to go to civil war? Most people don't even want to go to work. You think all of a sudden they're going to want to go to war? Can I zoom to war? I can't. I'm having like a mental day. I would remote. I could war from home. And they're like, yeah, here's a drone and an Xbox controller. I can war from home. This is awesome.
And who was that?
That was Mr. Who is that,
Dunn.
Jeff?
Drew Dunn.
Drew Dunn, that's who it is.
Drew Dunn.
Drew Dunn.
All right. Well, and we have more. We have more coming up on I Owe Some. Also, we also will do some sort of a sports broadcast, although if you'd like to join us, just call in 404-741-1230 at 5:15, and well, you'll be our new sports
You'll
reporter.
be our new sports sponsor.
And by the way, David and Jeff, if you guys have a sports thing or something you saw last night or a comment about the Braves or whatever, sports time, you jump in here because that's what we do. I know David's probably got a couple things back there somewhere, right? There you go. And we'll also talk about, remember that chick who was caught in a hot tub and holding fingers together with Mike Vrabel? That chick from The Atlantic, the reporter girl? There's a little something new going on in her life now. We'll have that for you. Also, the latest on that slime bag, Eric the Toast Sucker Swallwell. You will hear from some of his victims. And again, he's got 3 small children and a wife. And I can't imagine those poor kids. I don't know how they're going to live this down. And you know how cruel kids can be in school? What do you suppose I wonder if she's going to take them out of school for the rest of the year, for that matter, or move. I don't know. I mean, just a nightmare. Just slimy scumbag. It's coming up at 5 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete will be back. Flounder, Jeff, and David in the house. It's 106.3, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Beautiful day, hot and steamy. And again, thanks to Lynne Russell and Chuck, her husband, for having a fun time at 3
Morning
o'clock.
Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Two new vacancies in the U.S. House. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Just before midnight, the resignation of Tony Gonzalez will take effect. The Texas Republican moving up his planned retirement under a threat of expulsion after admitting an affair with an aide who died by suicide. The Gonzalez letter read into the record by the House clerk.
The clerk also read California Democrat Eric Swallwell's resignation, which said expulsion without due process is wrong.
But it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties.
Governors Greg Abbott of Texas and Gavin Newsom of California have the option to decide when or if special elections for the vacated seats will be held.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Swalwell's resignation taking effect just hours after a woman publicly accused him of rape, adding to several misconduct accusers. He has said he'll fight false allegations. Day 2 of a U.S. blockade of Iranian ports, though last week's ceasefire appears to be holding as the U.S. pushes for more talks on a deal with Iran. The State Department hosting talks between Israel and Lebanon.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio hosted the ambassadors of Israel and Lebanon, marking the first major high-level engagement between the two countries since 1993. The talks come as Israel expands a military invasion into Lebanon to take out Hezbollah militants. A State Department spokesman says Israel expressed its commitment to work with the government of Lebanon to disarm and dismantle terror infrastructure in the country. Lebanon called for a full implementation of a ceasefire announced in 2024 and measures to alleviate a severe humanitarian crisis.
Fox's Jared Halpern. More talks are expected. A divided appeals court panel says a federal judge must end his contempt investigation of the Trump administration for failing to comply with an order to turn around planes carrying Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador last year. The judge accused the administration of intentionally violating his orders, but today's ruling calls the judge's probe intrusive. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? Pete Davis is getting better every day, and he'll be back. Flounders here. Jeff and David are in the house, in the booth. And a real thrill to have Lynne Russell and her husband Chuck DeCaro in the studio with us today, talking about things of all sorts. Really, really fun. It was what a thrill. Big star, and I was just really. I hope you had a chance here. If you didn't, you can go to our app and replay it later, or go to the podcast park, whatever. Anyways, really, it was kind of fun and very unusual. The Kimmer doesn't usually have people in the studio. The Kimmer has a little problem with people coming into the studio, but these guys were great. So it was a lot of fun. Let's see. Our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We'll talk some more, and again, if you haven't heard the sound bites, we'll play them for you here shortly about some of the women who were accusing Eric Swallwell, the toast sucker, of rape and sexual assault and all kinds of gross things. And again, one of the women, the reason I mentioned the thing, one of the women said that she realized something bad had happened because she woke up. I think she was one of the ones who woke up naked in this hotel room, and he was sucking on her toes. So that's, a pretty good indication that,
You might have an issue.
Yeah. I want to say, I think he is Prince Andrew. Remember Prince Andrew? Virginia Jeffrey said in her book, she said he just paid all attention to her feet. It's just,
like our good friend Southside Steve.
Well, there you go. That's why he got married, that girl, because he could put his finger underneath the arch of her foot in her high heel. Anyway, there's enough room in there between her high heel and her foot that he could put his finger in there. And girls with high arches are sexier than girls who would.
Those look like the most uncomfortable pair of shoes you could possibly wear. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it. And they do it for us. They don't do it for other girls. Anyway, so thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Let's see. We'll get to we'll do the Swallwell thing. And again, what's he going to say to his children? Is his wife going to stay with him? I mean, he's got 3 small kids. And this stuff happened to him. This isn't like it happened when he was 20 years old in college. This is a couple years ago. This is recently, including one charge in either New York or Washington. I forgot now. But he could be charged with rape. I mean, actual crime. And this woman says she's got some kind of... Well, we'll talk more about that later. Also, I heard Glenn Beck talking about this today, and I'll tell you what he thought of this issue, and I thought maybe he has something here. The story is about Donald Trump and the picture that was posted of him in what critics are saying looks like him trying to behave like Jesus over somebody who needed help or resurrection or whatever. Donald Trump explained that the AI-generated image that appeared to depict him as Jesus was all because of confusion by social media, and Donald Trump took kind of a shot at Riley Gaines, the conservative chick activist, athlete. Donald Trump says, normally I don't like doing that, but I don't want to have anybody be confused while he's defending his post. He said the image of himself in a billowy red robe and placing a hand on the forehead of a guy in a hospital bed with a light radiating from the other hand. Donald Trump said, that was me as a doctor, had to do with the Red Cross. You may have heard that excuse before. He said, the medical people surrounding me, I was like the doctor, had fun playing the doctor, making people better. And the criticism about conservative activist and frequent supporter Riley Gaines played a factor in Donald Trump's decision to delete the post. He said, I didn't listen to Riley Gaines. I'm not a big fan of Riley, actually, and she really didn't have anything to do with it. And she doesn't understand why the president would make such a post in the first place. Riley Gaines said, a little humility would serve the president well. God shall not be mocked. Well, she said the Truth Social post missed the mark. It's now deleted. Amazing. I know with the president, it's not personal when he says things like that. And then she said, I want to be in heaven. I want to spend eternity in a real place called heaven. I'd love for Trump to be there, too. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. I'll keep doing my part by speaking truth and doing my best to lead others to Christ. She's afraid Donald Trump's not going to heaven, so Donald Trump said, now, wait a minute. I'm not listening to her. And again, Glenn Beck made the point, and he may have something to say about this. Donald Trump is not exactly a spiritual, religious Bible quoter in any way. And Glenn Beck said the reason he said things like that is it makes that a proclamation is that Donald Trump famously calls the Bible section 2 Corinthians. And that's not really called 2 Corinthians. That's not how you describe it. And Glenn Beck's point was, Trump is not really, when he was talking about the Pope, he was saying, mind your own business about politics.
He's not speaking from a religious perspective.
Yeah, he's not speaking as a Catholic or an evangelical Christian or something. He's just not that guy.
The Pope is just as human as we are.
Yeah, so Donald Trump may have well been seeing that picture of him depicted by AI as, a guy, leading the health and things, but not as Jesus. I mean, I can see where he never would have thought of himself there because he didn't do it. Somebody did it on AI.
Someone on his team did.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal, and I hope it doesn't, last for anything, but it seems pretty silly. Anyway. Now, I heard the Morning Boys talking about this today. Have you ever heard of this guy, Logan Paul?
Yes.
UFO guy?
Yeah, UFC. You said UFO.
Yeah, Logan Paul, the space creature guy.
Oh, I'm talking about the wrestler, isn't there? Logan Paul's the boxer.
There is some boxer. Yeah. Well, there's a Logan Paul who. Well, and I'll see. I got it right here on my phone. Here's the story. A congressman from Tennessee, Tim Burchett, is calling on Donald Trump to release all the files on aliens and unidentified anomalous phenomenon. They call them UFOs or UAPs or something or other. Anyway, the guy says it's not little green men. It's about not flying saucers. We're spending millions and millions of dollars on an alphabet agency says doesn't exist, and then we're finding out maybe it does. Hidden information. We want it all to be released. Donald Trump says it's all coming out now. The morning show actually had some kind of video. This guy, Logan Paul, has claimed that he has video of a UFO which he recorded with a hidden camera while visiting a friend named Chuck Clark in Nevada. Excuse me. Logan Paul, along with a filmmaker named James Fox, tried to buy the footage for $100,000. Again, he was at a friend's house in Nevada. The friend played him video of a UFO vehicles hovering over someone's car, basically, something like that. A buoyant craft, and really weird, and obviously not of this earth. So Logan Paul said, I'd like to buy that. The guy said, no, forget it. So while the guy didn't know, Logan Paul used his phone to video off the guy's video. So the footage is grainy. The footage is hard to understand, but it theoretically is this guy, Logan Paul, has video of a UFO, and so that's one of the things they're trying to get information on. And this guy Burchett has already said, if you knew the things we know, you'd stay up at night. You wouldn't go to bed. He said, I'll tell you this, if they release the things I've seen, you would stay up. You'd be right there worrying all night long, worrying about this stuff. And I thought today, I may be wrong, I thought today was the deadline to start releasing it officially. Oh, is that the video? Are you looking at the video there? It's kind of hard to see what it is. What are you seeing there, Flounder?
I don't know. Are those stars? And that's the spacecraft right there?
So it's hard to It's hard to be definitive. It's hard to say, we have proof now, finally. Yeah. But clearly,
it just looks like an object. But,
I mean, clearly there's something bizarre. And we know there must be UFOs.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you call them now. I mean, they're space
We cannot be the only life form in this solar system.
In the universe.
Yes, exactly.
And by the way, I don't have a problem, but, what about God? Well, God, if he did everything, he did everything. So what's the difference? If he has, maybe he said, hey, these guys are great. Let me try it over here. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
If we are, what a waste of space.
Well, again, and I don't think if you're a believer and you have faith, I don't think there's a problem with you understanding that there's a creator. Because we'll never understand it. And, who made God? I mean, we don't understand infinity.
Until we meet our maker, you won't know.
And we don't understand no beginning. What was the beginning? And what was there before the beginning? You see what I mean? We don't know.
It's a question that can go on and on and on.
In fact, I read this. I'm going to not do this justice. I should have printed the other. There was an article I just read parts of it, I think yesterday, and it was too complicated to do. And it was about some kind of like a quantum theory of God. And people are saying, well, it was a theory whereby every particle is connected to every other particle, even though they may be separate. In other words, if you have two molecules or two, life forms, and one moved to, across the universe, across space to a different place, and the other one moved to another different place, they would still exactly know everything about each other all the time and would never leave each other. And that's what they say is the link with God, that he does know everything of everything all the time.
Because he's somehow connected in every aspect, yeah.
Whether you're together or not, you're linked, and they said they've proven it with molecules that react to each other, even though they're not the same.
The quantum theory of God posts the fundamental, invisible, and interconnected nature of the universe, governed by energy fields and consciousness, is evidence of divine intellectual agent.
Yeah, it explains the theory. He does know everything with everybody and everything.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Who's to doubt it?
We have Bill online. Actually, we'll get him on when we come back.
Bill, hold on. Be right with you. Kimmer, Peter, be back. Flounder, Jeff, and David are in the house. It's 5:14. We got sports. We got Bill Furso on 106.3. Look at it. Coming up. Look out.
Extra 106.3 is getting ready for the 2026 midterms. And on the ballot, it's freedom versus communism. The choice is clear, and your vote matters more than ever. The future of our community and our country hangs in the balance, and the conservative voice of Atlanta will continue to fight the good fight right up to the election. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
When Atlanta drivers want strength, capability, and comfort in one place, they head to Jim Ellis Buick GMC.
That's because Buick and GMC deliver everything from refined luxury to serious professional-grade performance, and Jim Ellis Buick GMC makes the buying experience quick, easy, and transparent.
Whether you're looking for a rugged GMC Sierra, a versatile Acadia, or a refined Buick Enclave, you'll find a huge selection in stock right now.
And just like every Jim Ellis dealership, you can shop your way. Start online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, you can handle paperwork from home.
Or stop by and experience the no-pressure, straightforward approach Jim Ellis is known for.
Find your new Buick GMC at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person for a VIP shopping experience designed around your needs.
2 convenient locations to serve you. In Chamblee on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter, or up Highway 20 in Buford near the Mall of Georgia.
Jim Ellis Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
It's spring break time and summer vacations are right around the corner. While you're thinking about fun in the sun, you should also be thinking about who's protecting your home while you're away. This is Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security, and we offer the latest in security and video surveillance technology to provide you with the peace of mind that comes from knowing your home is safe and secure. Starting service with Alert 360 is easy. Visit us at alert360atlanta.com, establish service in April, and get a free video camera. Protect what matters most. alert360atlanta.com.
Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich is strongly endorsing conservative Rick Jackson for governor. Here's Newt.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative Christian organizations.
America First warrior Newt Gingrich strongly endorses conservative Rick Jackson.
Like Trump, Rick is a once-in-a-generation leader. And like Trump, he can't be bought, he won't be intimidated, and the corrupt insiders know it. That's why they're scared. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
Stand with conservative Newt Gingrich and vote for the conservative outsider, Rick Jackson, for governor.
Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
All right, look out. On this day in history, in 1902, James Cash Penney opens his first store in Kemmerer, Washington. J.C. Jacques C. Penier in 1902. Holy crap, it's sports. Pete's not here, but we got sports. Before we get to it, though, we got Bill on the horn here on 106.3. Bill, how you doing? Welcome. What's up, man?
Welcome back. Happy late birthday.
Thank you, sir. Very kind.
I was going to
I was going to tell you, said something about God is interesting. I've seen a lot of explosions in my life, but I've never seen an explosion cause order and civility.
Having
said that,
I'm sorry. I missed you entirely. You've never seen a what?
I've never seen an explosion that ended up with order and civility.
Order and civility, okay.
like the Big Bang Theory. That doesn't make any sense. It takes a lot more faith to me to believe that than God. To me, God is definitely an alien because he created time, space, and matter all in the same breath.
Yeah.
According to the Book of Genesis, and so he's not from this world. And sure, I have no problem with somebody saying, there's other aliens out there that he may have made. Other plants and stuff, absolutely.
Yeah, there's still a creator or something. He had to. And again, would you? I mean, I hope when you die, I believe that when I die, I'm going to get an angel, and she's going to fly me around and show me all the stuff. And here's the Big Bang, and here's what's going on, and here's what you're always trying to know. And I'm hoping to God, ironically, that's what happens. That we become enlightened to know exactly everything about everything. Because otherwise, how can you explain infinity? What's the beginning? I mean, if we can't, we're not mentally, I wonder why we're not designed to understand the truth of life. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, I think. I don't know.
I do. I think God has kept that from us now. But the biggest thing is this: if we could understand God, He wouldn't be much of a God.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it makes. I mean, yeah, you're right. But it sure can keep you up at night if you keep thinking about it. But it's always me.
Keeps me up every day thinking about stuff like that.
I love it. Thanks. I really appreciate it, Bill. Thank you. You have yourself a great day, my friend. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. 521. Kimber, Pete will be back. Flounder and Jeff and David in the house. A couple of quick sports updates here for you. Remember that girl, Diana Rossini? Diana Rossini was working for The Athletic, the press sports. Actually, Athletic is a sports publication, basically. Totally. Well, she was caught in photographs with Patriots football head coach Mike Vrabel at a resort in Sedona, Arizona a couple of days ago. And they were in a hot tub together. They were in bathing suits together. They were hugging, and there were a lot of videos and pictures of them linking their fingers together. Creepy, that's I don't know. It was really weird, linking together, which is the thing. Well, Diana Rossini has now resigned from The Athletic. She said, "I stand behind every story I've published." When the item in page 6 appeared with the two of them together, the Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and pride in my journalism. Unfortunately, commentators in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. But it's hurling toward, without regard for the review process, the frenzy, trying to compete with it. It continues escalating. Anyway, she quit. And she said, "I refuse to lend further oxygen or let this define my career." So she's quit after being caught in a hot tub and, bathing suits and linking hands and hugging and stuff with them. They're both married, by the way, to other people. So that's something. Anyway, I got another couple of sports things here, and Pete's honored. Again, Pete's doing better. He's recuperating from some serious surgery, but he's better every day, and he'll be calling in here.
Hopefully he's going to be calling in tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, excellent.
Is today Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
So either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Excellent. We hope so. It was on this day in 1996. What a story. I remember watching the Masters that day, the final round. Greg Norman from Australia, the Shark. Greg Norman leading by 6 shots at the final round of the Masters, and it's one of the worst collapses in the history of sports. Nick Faldo won the green jacket, 5 strokes ahead of Norman. Norman said, "I played like a bunch of blank. I just didn't get the job done." Greg Norman shot 78 in the final round. 4 bogeys, 5 doubles. The 7th time in 8 major championships that Greg Norman failed to hold a lead in the final round. Faldo shot 67, which is 5 under, which is incredible on Sunday. He embraced Greg Norman after the round. He said, "I don't know what to say to you." He told him, "I just want to give you a hug." And then he said, later on, he admitted to Norman, he said, "Don't let the bastards get you down." For Greg Norman's lifetime, your mind for eternity, whatever golf is played and remembered in pro shops, pawn shops, locker rooms, card rooms, bars, churches, the Masters of 96 will be simply recalled as the one Greg Norman blew.
Did he never won a Masters, did he?
No.
Ouch.
I know, a hell of a golfer. I mean, and he and Chrissy Everett, the tennis girl.
They were married for a minute.
They were married for a while. And I remember, I've said this before, it kind of came up today because of what's going on with the toe sucker Swallwell. Chrissy Everett admitted that she and Greg Norman both had foot fetishes with each other. Now, what a thing to tell the media. I mean, I don't know. I remember her saying, so why the hell would you say, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. All right, let's see, Greg Norman thing. Also, a couple of quick sports things here. Montreal Canadiens. On this day in 1960, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup for a record 5th year in a row. They swept the Blackhawks. They swept the Blackhawks in 4 games. The Maple Leafs beat the Red Wings 4-2. And then with a 4-2 victory over the Canadiens, known as the Habs, Game 2 series after that. Anyway, for the 5th year in a row, they won the Stanley Cup, which is fairly good. Fairly weird. Now, let's see, also, remember the story of the former Michigan football coach, Sharon Moore? Sharon Moore was sentenced to 18 months probation and fined $1,000 today for 2 misdemeanors stemming from an incident at the apartment of a staff member with whom he had engaged in an inappropriate relationship. You'll recall last month, the Michigan football coach, Sharon Moore, pleaded no contest to trespassing and malicious use of a telecommunications device involving a domestic relationship. He pleaded no contest in exchange for dropping more serious charges, including a felony. The judge said, I warn you, Mr. Moore, should there be a violation, all bets are off. I don't like sending people to jail, but I don't have a problem doing it. The staff member, Paige Shriver, was in kind of a situation, and the judge said, frankly, Mr. Moore, you had no right to do what you did. I know she was placed in fear. It was a traumatic experience for you and her. You had no right to spread your pain to her. The girl did not go to the hearing today. She released a statement saying the sentence does not reflect the harm done to me. Here's what happened. She said he broke into my, they were having an affair, and then she kind of was caught, so she was going to get in trouble for it. And then he broke into her apartment. She said he broke in crying, yelling, enraged, and came at me with knives. I was threatened. I feared for my life. Moore was accompanied to the sentencing today, the coach, former coach, they fired him, by his wife, Kelly, who was also barred from using drugs or alcohol, possessing firearms, or having any contact with a girl he was cheating with. Before sentencing, the judge took time to praise prosecutors for dropping initial charges, including stalking, because it may not stand up to good faith investigation. Let's see. She gave him the code to her door. So the judge said he didn't really have to break in. And he says they did the right thing. Criminal charges. He could have gotten 6 months in jail. And anyway, so the judge now got away with it, basically. And the girl he was cheating with said no.
We got Ellen on the horn.
Ellen, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. How's it going? What's up?
Oh, fine. Well, what an interesting group of things you have today.
I know.
God, man,
that's really weird. I'm sorry. I know. Out of control.
Do these people suffer from athlete's tongue?
Athlete's tongue?
You know, usually when you chew nails, you chew your own, and they're on your own hand.
Okay.
And what is it with Democrats in this thing? You may remember that Bill and Hillary's advisor, I can't remember his name now, he's a lawyer-type person, he was caught sucking some poor old prostitute's toe. She did a magazine.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he called Bill Clinton one time at the Oval Office to show off to a girl. He was sucking her toes, and he said, I can get the President of the United States on the horn anytime I want to. I'm trying to think of his name. It's in the back of my head, and it's not coming out.
Starts with an M. I can't come up with it either.
And he called the president on the cell phone to show off for his girlfriend in bed with him. And Clinton said, what are you calling me for? Leave me alone. But he got to the White House. He got Clinton. And what the hell was his name? Oh, I hate this. I can see his face and everything.
I know, Milton, Morton, whatever.
Oh.
Hillary called him an FJB. You may remember that does not stand for Floridian. Well, anyway. But you may remember that the reason Andrew and Fergie got divorced is that she was photographed having her toes sucked in the presence of her two toddler girls.
Yeah.
And that summer in Europe, I don't know if they did it in America, but in Europe, popsicles came out shaped like feet. And they were marketed as Fergie toes. They were very popular.
Fergie toe. Yeah, it was in Texas, I think, some Texas rancher or something. He was sucking her toes, and it was on the video.
He was son of a Steve Wyatt or something. No, that was the context.
Yeah.
He was his mother was a big socialite and dim donor. So it seems to run through that. But anyway.
Yeah, Flounder just put up the pictures of this guy. She was on the chaise lounge, and he's here. He's leaning over, sucking her toes.
There we go. Yeehaw. Dude, I guess,
I love
if you like mushroom soup, you like mushroom soup. That's what I say.
You eat one foot, you're a cannibal.
Just do it. Well, anyway, I'm going to pick up my gentleman caller for his birthday dinner, but I just thought I would drop by and poison your conversation a bit.
Well, what a nice thing for you to do, to go pick up the guy to celebrate his birthday, and you're going to go get him. Aren't you sweet? What a babe. Outstanding.
Now, if you're going to go back to talking about God, I'm going to need some sitar music and some devil's lettuce.
I know.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I got confused.
Okay. Take care now.
Thanks,
Bye.
sweetie. Have a great one. Happy birthday to your man. All right, 5:31 already. Holy
Enjoy that
smoke.
devil's lettuce.
There you go. We got another Flounders Funny coming up here at some point, some stuff and things, and it's 106.3. How's it going? Look out. 5:31 here.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
Well, we got that sunny and 90 business ahead of us. Yeah, how about Stovall & Company, your wholesale landscaping supply company? A few builders and contractors putting in somebody's landscaping backyard, maybe a fireplace or a kitchen by the pool or whatever. They got stuff to help you with all that, including sprinkler systems and irrigation systems. And their 11 locations, latest one up in Canton's got all this stuff, flowers and trees and shrubs and sod and seeds. And, everything you need to put in somebody's landscaping. Always a specialist going on, and direct job site delivery. Family business means as Stovall's on the thing. If you need it now, it's on the way. And they'll tell you where to get something else if they don't have it. I can't believe it. StovallInc.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with him every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Join the Georgia Swarm for an international celebration of culture, color, and community at Swarm World Fest Night. It takes place this Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena in Duluth. Enjoy performances, activities, and a global celebration of lacrosse and more. Don't miss this exciting event, the last regular season game before the Swarm head to the playoffs. Get your tickets now at GeorgiaSwarm.com for Saturday, April 18th at 4 p.m. at Gas South Arena. GeorgiaSwarm.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
The legend Neil Boyce is only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Yep, it seems that some people out there are really afraid to be called racist. I'm not one of them. First of all, I know what the word means. Most people that use it do not. Second of all, I know me better than the name callers, so it just runs off my back.
Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
Hey, I'll read it. Hold on. We got a lot of action going on right up till 6 o'clock. Kimber and Pete will be back. Flounder, David, and Jeff in the booth. And you're on 106.3. And this was the day in 1969. The recording of the Ballad of John and Yoko took place on this day in 69 with two Beatles, Paul McCartney and John Lennon. That was it. Paul McCartney played bass, drums, and piano. John did guitars and lead vocals. And the song, The Ballad of John and Yoko, was banned by many radio stations as being blasphemous. On some stations, the word Christ was edited in backwards to avoid the ban. Now, I don't remember anything about this being...
The song's in there, Jeff. If you go into music and type in the Ballad of
John and Yoko,
it should come up. There, I'll give him a hand.
Yeah, we'll see. Because again, I'm trying to remember what that was, but it was because they had the word Christ. Anyway, John Lennon, 1969. And our birthday list today, we'll do a little sports birthday here, including with the others. Greg Maddux is the honor of Pete Davis. Greg Maddux is 60, baseball pitching legend. In fact, one of my favorite stories is there's a lot of them, a million of them, but one of my favorite stories was when Leo Mazzoni was the pitching coach, and he was in the dugout, and Greg Maddux was pitching, and there was a guy came up to the plate, and Leo Mazzoni called for Maddux to walk him. And Maddux said, no. I think he called for him to walk him, and Maddux said, no. He called. That's what it was. He went to the mound, and Leo either was going to take Maddux out. He was going to take him out. Going to take him out. That's what it was.
And he said, he's like, I just need one more pitch.
And Maddux says, hey, you can do it in two pitches. He said, I'm going to throw him two pitches. I'm going to throw him down and away. And he's not going to go for it. I'm going to throw him high and tight in a fastball, and then I'm going to throw him down and away, and he's going to pop it up to the third baseman. And son of a bitch, he popped it up to the third baseman.
Jones caught it.
Yeah, Chipper Jones caught it, and that was and Maddux, and again, I think he has the record for the fewest pitches in a game of 9 or something.
I was at a game where Glavine pitched like 70-something pitches.
Yeah. And Maddux did it all the time. Yeah. And Maddux could make that ball move like he pitched at 84, 86 miles an hour. It wasn't like 99. Anyway, Glavine the same thing. Anyway, that was kind of a cool thing.
Wizard, as he was called.
Yeah, absolutely. The doctor or something. He looked
Professor,
like an insurance salesman.
He was the best.
Yeah, he was, absolutely. Let's see, Greg Maddux.
And he was the biggest trash talker. Greg Maddux did not look like a trash talker, but he was the biggest, and he played all the jokes in the locker room.
Yeah, he was a very practical joker, supreme, and looked like an insurance salesman or something.
He really did.
He did. Peter Capaldi is 68, the 12th Doctor on Doctor Who. Never saw the show. Never going to cut a thing. Anyway, there we go. And on this day in history, I got a couple of sports things here. This day, Hello Kitty was making the rounds, visiting various professional baseball games in recent years. And last year, 2025, Hello Kitty was given the honor of throwing out the first pitch. But on this day, last year, the first pitch showed Hello Kitty at Dodger Stadium during Jackie Robinson Day. Somebody thought it was a good idea to have Hello Kitty instead of Jackie Robinson tribute. The day has been remembered by having members of the Robinson family or local civil rights leaders perform the ceremonial duty. But to make matters worse, Hello Kitty, to throw out the first pitch, was wearing a Dodgers uniform with the number 74. Because Hello Kitty was created in 1974. But 42 was Jackie Robinson's old number, which has been retired from all of baseball. And they didn't use that one, but again, that sounds kind of weird. Now, one more sports thing here, if you don't mind. On this day in 1910, President William Howard Taft becomes the first president to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at a Major League Baseball game. It was to opening day starter Walter Johnson, the Washington Senators starting pitcher, against the Philadelphia Athletics in the nation's capital. The Senators owner wanted to have a U.S. president throw out the pitch for years, and Taft found a willing sports fan to do it. By convincing Taft to throw out the first pitch, Griffin hoped to permanently fix the presidential seal of approval on baseball as the national pastime. And so
America's sport.
Yeah, America's sport. Kim or Pete will be back. Flounder, Jeff, and David in the house. 5:40 on the clock. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, update. I mentioned two of the scandals that broke today and last night concerning the Biden presidential criminal and auto pen cadaver administration. And one of the scandals is that the DOJ weaponized federal law enforcement, including trial attorneys and the FBI and the Department of Justice, to prosecute pro-life protesters as opposed to pro-abortion protesters when they were ever caught acting up, and made the pro-lifers serve more time and go through more problems. And the pro-lifers were for, the bottom line is, the lawyers who should have known better, faked evidence, withheld evidence, committed religious people off, got anybody who was religious, they kept off juries, and allowed the Department of Justice to be used as the enforcement arm of pro-abortion special interests. They switched jails on defendants, stuff like that. Well, now, because of the result of that report that just came out, the Trump administration has fired multiple prosecutors who handled cases resulting in prison sentences for pro-life activists under the FACE Act, moving to overhaul enforcement of the law. They've confirmed 4 prosecutors tied to those cases have been fired. The Justice Department terminated the employment weaponizing the FACE Act. Remainder of the FACE Act is the act that was violated by those people who took over in Minnesota. Remember, they charged into that church. The FACE Act protects people in religious services from being harassed. It's against the law. It's federal crime. And so the Justice Department has now fired prosecutors who use that to go get people who believed in no abortions. They politicized whether they were arresting people for pro-life or pro-abortion. That's how bad the weaponization got by the freaking Biden administration. And the department now, with the acting attorney general, says we will not tolerate a two-tiered system of justice. And thank God. So they're firing more people, and they should. And it's not revenge. It's getting rid of the swamp. They're still clearing out the freaking swamp. After all these years.
He's been trying to do that since he got elected in 2016, and it's still a struggle.
Nobody had any idea what the swamp was like. In fact, Flounder, tell us what the little people what you got here.
I saw this tweet by Gunther Eagleman. It says, the Democrat Party voting base, and there's 10 of them. 1, mentally unstable people. 2, overly emotional reactors. 3, low IQ people easily manipulated by the media. 4, lazy welfare dependents. 5, imported Muslims on welfare. 6, illegal aliens on welfare. 7, gullible young people. 8, pedophiles, rapists, career criminals. 9, fraud, enriching bureaucrats and politicians. And 10, dysfunctional losers who blame society instead of themselves.
God,
spot on.
A perfect candidate for the Democrat Party. And by the way, I haven't seen really a story breaking yet, but the people in Minnesota have filed charges, and I think he might have even, I guess it was a guy ready to go to trial, a Somalian, one of the Somalian, ICE pirates showing up in Minnesota, and he was one of the guys responsible for stealing millions of dollars in health care funds from taxpayers, and now he's bolted. He's disappeared, and they're looking for him. And again, when they have not given up. They're still going after all these people, and there's more to come.
Ilhan Omar should be in jail now.
That's right, and so should their attorney general of Minnesota. The same thing. They're crooks, and the governor, false walls, Tampon Tim, the former, false valor, stolen valor scumbag.
Why would they go on the run if they're innocent?
Yeah, well, because they aren't.
They're not. They're guilty.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, and what was it? Something like 80% of the Somalians or 90% of the Somalians are on welfare. Yeah, and they're all driving Cadillacs too.
Mercedes.
It's unbelievable. Anyway,
why can't the Democrats do anything about it?
They want them there for the votes. Because they're the ones who, kick back the money they get to support the candidates to keep running.
It's theft. It's tax. It's
exactly what it is. It's exactly what, and they funnel it back to the politicians, and everybody's happy as long as the grift continues. Oh, God, it's 5:45 already. Holy smoke! We have Flounders Funnies coming up. We'll do some tweets. I don't know. See what's going on here with everything. We'll hear the Swallwell girls coming up too, with the old toast sucker on 106.3. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Go Braves! Here we go. Look out.
You've been warned. If the Dems win the midterms, the border opens back up. Impeachment comes down, and you get more riots in the streets. Now's the time to hunker down and vote red. Count on Extra 106.3 to bring you the stories that matter from the most trusted voices in the country. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Don't miss out as division rivals the Philadelphia Phillies come to Truist Park, April 24th through the 26th. The weekend begins with the Star Wars ticket package and theme night, where fans can interact with characters and enjoy an evening in a galaxy far, far away. Plus, fans who purchase the ticket package will receive a Matt Olson Mandalorian bobblehead. And then on Saturday, the Braves will celebrate Brian Snitker's legendary career with a pregame ceremony inducting him as the newest member of the Braves Hall of Fame.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark.
The weekend wraps up with the mini Michael Harris II bobblehead giveaway for the first 3,000 kids through the gates on Sunday. April baseball concludes with the Detroit Tigers April 28th through the 30th. Fans can look forward to the Snoopy ticket package on April 28th, followed by the Chris Sale bobble card giveaway presented by Napa on April 29th. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets for the jam-packed week of fun. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Just ask Mark O'Brien, President and CEO of Lake Point Sports, the premier travel and youth sports destination.
One of the things that Georgia Power really prides themselves on is being involved in the community, being service-oriented. And one thing that we've really collaborated with them on is their real-time pricing, and we work with them on whether it's really hot or really cold, particularly for the Champion Center, how we manage cost efficiency during those times. And so they've had programs in place that allow us to manage it to the best of our ability to reduce the cost when it's at its peak of most expensive energy.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit georgiapower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
It's tax refund season here in Georgia, and a lot of folks are deciding how to spend it. Let me suggest something practical, something you use every day, your air conditioning system. With an earlier and warmer projected spring, your air conditioner is about to start working real hard. If your system is older and inefficient, this might be a smart time to upgrade to a high-efficiency Carrier system to save on your utilities. When you combine proven Carrier technology with an experienced team like at Central Heating and Air Conditioning, you're investing in long-term comfort and efficiency. Right now, you can save up to $1,700 in rebates, plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making a new system more affordable than you might think. Before that refund disappears on something temporary, invest in comfort that lasts for years. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering Carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage, we do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hey, this is Lowe's with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
All right, here we go now. Spencer Davis Group. Spencer Davis Group, 1966, number 1 in Britain on the singles chart was Somebody Help Me. Was their second British number 1, Spencer Davis Group. I was 1966. Holy cow! That was my day. Teenage rock and seriously, that was my teenage rock and roll days. Well, almost. I just joined the Marines, I think. 1966. In fact, it was almost. I could probably find out the day that I enlisted, and it was almost. What's this? April. And within a couple of weeks, it was almost exactly 60 years ago to the day.
So did you enlist in May or April?
I think it was in first part of May. I'll have to look it up. I went to Paris Island in September because you could enlist and then wait 3 months. I took the summer off to go to work. And then anyway, sorry, I got distracted.
If you enlist, can you go immediately?
Oh, I think so. I mean, they have to do the paperwork, and you have to have a physical, and so it takes some time. But of course, it was 1966 when the program was you could enlist and you could take up to 3 or 4 months before you showed up.
Gotcha.
And I thought, well, hell, I'll do that so I can have the summer. And I had a girlfriend, but became my wife, but she was my girlfriend. So I wanted to spend the summer getting ready, and I also wanted to get in shape and that kind of stuff like that. So, but I think if you enlist, you're ready to go as soon as they get the work done
and you're approved. You can go.
Yeah, I assume. I these days, I really honestly don't know. It's 60 freaking years ago. Are you serious? Birthdays. Let's see what you got there. Frank Serpico, the New York detective, is so famous for outing the criminal element and so forth in police departments and everywhere else. Frank Serpico's 90 years old today. And Graham Phillips, if you ever watched the series Good Wife, which I did, never missed it, The Good Wife, he played the kid, Zach Florek. Graham Phillips, 33 years old today. And one more. How about Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, 49 years old. I started watching that show when it came out, and I liked it. And then for some reason, I stopped watching it. I don't know why. Had Danny DeVito and had that hot chick, blonde chick. Had that really, really funny.
It's very, very funny, but you just got to...
For some reason, I don't know what happened, and I really like that blonde comedian chick. I forgot who she was.
She's on a new show where she plays like a psychic of some sort.
Really? I don't. I remember her being pretty cool. And I definitely liked her. A couple of quick things. There's an update. Apparently, Congress now, the Democrats in Congress are trying to pass a bill called the Stop Nick Shirley bill, and the bill would prevent citizen journalists from having any rights of apparently to out people like these phony healthcare systems in California and Minnesota and all this kind of stuff. So the Congress of Democrats trying to pass a bill called the Stop Nick Shirley, that citizen journalist guy who was out.
A real journalist.
Yeah, and actually, yeah. the way it used to be. I mean, you investigate, you go there, check things, and anyway, it's just astounding to these freaking people. Really hard to believe. But anyway, and by the way, in case you missed it, let's do this. Eric Swallwell, the toast sucker, one of the women that he allegedly raped, went public today and made a comment and a whole bunch of comments at a news conference. Cut number one, if you will. Here's one of the women that he accused. Her name is Lana Drews, about Eric Swallwell.
He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died. I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar. The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center in Connecticut. It had a profound impact on my mental health. I self-medicated in an unhealthy way. I did not want to live anymore. I cried all the time for years. At the time, I was in a dating relationship with a boyfriend I was fully committed to. I've never cheated in my life, and I would never have engaged in a consensual sexual encounter with Eric Swallwell.
She was working as a model in Beverly Hills, had a fashion software company. He said, I can help you. I went to some public events. He was married at the time. His wife was pregnant. He drugged my drink, and I had one glass of wine. We were supposed to go to a political event. He needed to get paperwork from his hotel room. When I arrived, I was already incapacitated, couldn't move my arms over my body, and that's when he raped me. One woman woke up to him sucking her toes. One after another. In fact, TikTok also posted something Flounder found this morning, too, on a podcast. Here are some more. Cut number two, more victims talking about what the hell happened to them, too. Number two.
The fact that he has now dropped out of the governor's race and resigned from Congress, is that justice in your view?
No, it's just the beginning. It's just the very beginning. And I know personally that we're not walking away from this fight.
For me, justice won't be until he can't ever harm a woman ever again, and he has faced the consequences for the women that he has harmed.
I think in regards to the governor's race, he never should have ran for governor to begin with, knowing the kind of history and receipts that are out there. So that's a non-starter. And then in terms of Congress, I think he absolutely should have resigned. I think we just prevented another 30 to 40 years potentially of him harming people if he were to stay in Congress.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think we have served justice for his future victims.
Wow.
That won't exist anymore.
And again, the nerve of the guy. He was going to get away with it. He was probably going to be elected governor of California. He had the polls all showed him leading by a bunch. And he must have known. I mean, he knew all this was real. All this stuff was, the nerve to think he could get away with it. And I guarantee you, if he was winning the governor of California's race, I promise you he was thinking about being president of the United States.
But would Republicans would have used this information closer to him for his governorship for California?
I can only imagine.
Opposition research,
But again, the nerve even to think that he could do it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, seriously, God, and how's he? Well, I can't. I wish I could watch him try to explain this.
He's been on record saying always believe the women.
Believe the woman. What's his wife going to do? What about his kids and going to school?
Divorce and take all his money.
I mean, and the children. He got 3 young kids.
Well, hopefully they're young enough to where they kind of don't understand what Daddy has done.
They understand, and they're going with their kids at school. You know, this is going to be brutal. They're going to have to move. I mean, it's just a freaking nightmare. Really just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway. Well, there's some good news. Dave Chappelle may be bringing his show back. He walked away years ago for all kinds of reasons. Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle's shows. I got 20 of them on my DVR. Anyway, how about a Flounders Funny? One more shot here, Jeff, if you will, sir.
I actually really enjoyed church when I was a kid. Like my favorite part was the hymns. We'd sing this one that goes, Christ has died. Christ
I used to sing this when I was a kid.
Christ will come again.
Yeah, they did.
You know that one? It's a hit. It's been number one on the charts for 47,000 weeks in a row. My brother Joe, who's here with me tonight, he really taught me what jokes were when I was a kid. He used to sing parodies of these hymns while we sang the actual. He was like the Weird Al Yankovic of church. He'd go, Christ has lied, Christ was in prison, Christ will come at 10. By far my favorite line, this idea that Christ will be arriving at a very specific time, because Christ is an on-time person. That's one thing you should know.
Is any doubt at all? Do we know who that was?
Jeff, who's that?
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Kiver, Pete will be back. Flounder, Jeff, and David. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And Lynne Russell and Chuck, her husband. What a great time that was. Thank you so much. Christine, sing me home, baby. Gotta go and kill me. Look out. Here we go.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station.
The president says he wants to play Let's Make a Deal. I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. President Trump is hinting a deal between the U.S. and Iran could be coming soon. That's according to UN Ambassador Mike Waltz. This as the U.S. naval blockage of Iranian ports continues. Fox's Greg Palcott reports.
The naval blockade imposed on Iran by the U.S. seems to be holding. U.S. Central Command says in the last 24 hours, no ships have left Iranian ports and entered the Strait of Hormuz. They add that 6